There's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig.
Previously on Red Hands and Black Deeds, you guys had departed Deadwood and made your way to the luxury car, the lounge car. So you are on your way to Billings, Colorado, and then the train will go down south to Dirtwater, Wyoming, back to your old stomping grounds. And you guys started playing cards, lighting up a doob or two. Two Toes is riding dirty on the train, and passing around the peace pipe, as it were. And then a sudden jolt occurred on the train, and some of you almost toppled over as you felt the train's brakes kick in. You heard a loud screeching sound. That kind of it's that screech like it nails on a chalkboard that really goes deep into your eardrum. But it started slowing down, and you looked at the window to see that it was late at night by this time, and the rain was pouring down, pouring rain. At the top of the train, down the tracks, you could see a figure. Either by the tracks or even maybe in the middle of the tracks, but it's so far that it just all you can see is that it's a figure with a lantern in the dead of night, and that is where we stopped, and that is where we're starting tonight. I think that sums it up. Short session last time, right?
Most of the time.
Cool. So, and the purposes of tonight are going to be, so the first session was kind of introducing characters, maybe, and just getting the basics of doing tests in this game and things like that. And tonight we're going to kind of go through combat and kind of get used to doing combat within SWADE, the rule system, and Foundry. Oh man, I had a little too much to drink before we do this. So, as the train screeches to a halt, and you finally get a moment of silence, and you hear on the metallic roofing of the train a muffled clattering of the rain hitting, and it's pretty heavy storm outside right now. And what breaks that silence or kind of white noise, you hear a loud whistle from the train engine kind of let out, the locomotive letting out all its steam as it kind of comes to a final halt. What are you all doing right now?
Passing the doob.
So we've all acknowledged that the train has halted whilst we were headed towards our current objective.
Question, Mother. Is the man that was on the track, is he in between the tracks, or is he off to the side?
It's too dark and it's too obscured by all the rain. You guys are near the back of the train. And if anybody's wondering why the players keep calling me Mother tonight, it's because we were playing an Alien campaign prior to this. I'm just gonna always go by Mother. I think.
I think it's too good.
It makes me. It makes me.
It fits you very well, and that's a compliment.
Yeah, my parental.
You're just Mother.
Yeah, my parental, instincts kick in.
I just want to take care. Considering that you have to deal with our group, you might as well be a mother because we act like fucking children.
I don't know who has more like children.
Don't get us distracted.
Me and you guys, but. All right, so yeah, what are the figure is too obscured. I mean, you can see out there. You can see that it's moving, and that's about it. Not really any activity other than that.
Yeah. So as the train begins to kind of come screeching to a halt, Two Toes, we've just concluded our round of cards in which Two Toes was convinced that a flush in clubs, card high being 9, would have swept the table, but OT had a royal flush in hearts, I believe, and is kind of stunned by it. Everyone's getting a good laugh about it. Kind of for the first time, everyone's kind of camaraderie in this building. You're not having a good time. And suddenly, with the train kind of coming to a stop, kind of Two Toes kind of lurches back in his chair because the momentum kind of shifts the entirety of the lounge car. Drinks are kind of moving. You can hear the ice in glasses starting to move, and the cards are sliding. The poker chips are moving, and Two Toes instinctively goes to kind of grab for the rolled cigarette that he had handed to OT, and he's already holding on to it tight, but Two Toes just kind of braces for the sudden change in momentum.
OT, have you ever partaken on a peace pipe before, would you say?
Yeah, but it's been quite a long time. And I think his initial reaction to the train stopping would be anger. But as he goes to stand up, he's like, man, I feel weird.
Give me a vigor check. No negatives.
Yes, sir. Yes, mother.
Sorry, I didn't hear the roll, but I see you got a 5. All right, you're good. So yeah, you're feeling good, but you're not impaired.
Some good shit.
Yep. Or gently get up from her.
I can't hear Joey.
I can't hear you, Joey.
Oh, you guys can't hear me?
Push the top.
Barely.
You lost that other gear.
While he's looking for that, what are the what others doing here? Buckskin, Rusk, Bethel, what are y'all doing?
I imagine after Bethel folded and kind of mentally checked out, she's tried playing poker and she's like, okay, I'm bored. She just kind of zoned out. She probably wouldn't partake in the peace pipe, but she would be sipping on her flask, her Michael flask. And she would definitely probably stand up after the train has stopped, try to look out the window first, see what's going on, stick her head out the side.
Yeah, Rusk, sensing that the game is over for now, will, being the polite individual he is, he will gather up everyone's cards and put them back into the stack before standing up himself from the table, sensing trouble coming.
Obviously, it
doesn't feel right, so I think we all need to be on our toes, and I look at Two Toes.
Both of them.
I knew that joke was coming at some point. I did not expect to see it this early. Or from you, Joey, actually. I was expecting it from Bryony.
Buckskin, what did you say, Buckskin, a second ago? I didn't hear you.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Two Toes.
So as the car kind of begins to lurch, and everyone in the car kind of moves instinctively all in one direction, can't avoid it. The drinks are moving, the stacks of chips are moving, the car is moving as a whole. Two Toes almost falls out of his chair because he's pointed away from, or pointed in the same direction as the train, so he begins to fall back, kind of grabs himself on the table, and instinctively looks at the rest of the team and says, "What was that?"
Seems like we're going to have to find out, in fact.
Someone out
That's
there.
a good question. I think at this point, Buck is probably going to just keep his beer in hand. He's still got his glass of beer, I guess, from the bar.
And
I want to
Mother,
take stock of I'm sorry. I wanted to take stock of, if I can, the car itself. Just count the numbers of people in here. Anyone look like they're doing anything out of the ordinary, like they expected the train to stop here, type deal thing.
Mother, is there anyone else besides our gang in this parlor car? Are there other people on the voyage?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think you guys interacted with a couple, but last time, I don't remember why, but but yeah, there's a couple other people in here. There's a bartender and a couple patrons on the other side. So you guys have the poker tables in the center of the car. At the far end, if you're looking at one side, we'll say at the far right is the bar and a little kitchen area where they can make food for you. And to the far left is kind of more the lounge area. And the left side is where you'll continue down. You go past the sleeping cars and then to the rest of the train. And to the right will lead you to the caboose.
Caboose.
Hell yeah.
So the easiest way for us to go and investigate would be which direction?
Yeah, so if you are... Oh, I'm sorry, no, let's see. It goes from back to forward. It goes caboose. Lounge car. Dining car. Passenger car. Then the sleeping car. And then the freight car. And then the engine.
Could we simply step out? I mean, it's the train has come to a halt, correct?
Right.
So couldn't we simply step out on one of the sidecar doors and go and just have like a looky-see?
Yeah, theoretically.
I'm looking to Buckskin and going, something don't feel right. I mean, based on what we've dealt with in the past, this don't feel good at all. I think we need to go and have a look and make sure nobody else gets hurt.
Yeah, Two Toes kind of grunts in agreement and grabs his, checks for his Colt pistol on his hip and stands from his chair ready to exit the car.
Yeah, I suppose I'm in agreement. We should probably step outside and look around, see if there's anything we can do to help. Oh, sorry, Richie.
Oh, you're okay. I imagine Bethel, like, popped up from her seat and, like, pulled the window open and, like, stuck her head out.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
You'll come.
You'll come to find, Miss Bethel, that this is a common occurrence in this area. Most areas, actually. But I feel like you have a handle on things. We should probably
Never been
go
on a train before.
They're actually not half bad when you aren't stepping off of it to go and kill you or your friends. But yeah, normally they're actually not half bad.
I like it. I've never been so fast before.
Has that second part happened to you all often or something?
We've run in with certain folks in a different area, but that's a different story. And we're about to write our own, everybody. So let's get back to it, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Mic drop.
you poke your head out, Bethel, Buckskin, you kind of look at the other passengers. They seem just as confused as y'all, everybody that's in the car. They're looking out the window also to see what's going on. And a couple of you kind of go to the back where the cars connect to step off the train. And kind of as you do so, by the time this happens, you look out and we'll say maybe looking for the lantern at the front of the train is no longer there. And right as this happens, you hear another whistle blow as a big plume of smoke billows from the front of the train again. And it starts to starts to start up again. It starts moving slowly.
Okay, so train lurches.
So when you say the front of the train is gone, does it look like there was damage, or does it look like it was just like like unhooked or something? Like, is it blown off, or is it like...
No, the lantern that you saw, the light you saw is gone now. The front of the train.
Oh, I thought you...
Yeah.
Oh, I was so confused by your wording. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the train wasn't... Okay, we're a whole train. Okay.
I think this is a silly question.
I was freaking out.
But
We're all
I
still
don't
physically
have
on the train,
ES
though,
for-
before we didn't decide.
Thank God.
I wanted
Thank
to look-
Jesus.
I wanted to look at
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying God. You're religious, remember? That's using the Lord's name in vain.
Blasphemy.
It's not in vain. It's in... I'm feeling a sense of relief wash over me. It's not in vain, alright? It's literally thank you to God. So.
You're one.
He's from
And you're one to talk, Mr. Rusk.
Thank you.
OT is still recovering from Two Toes almost falling out of the chair. He's like slapping the table and just laughing, stomping his boots.
Thought that was pretty funny.
Marshall Mother.
Yes.
So we're still on the train. Train's lurched. It feels like it's starting to move again. It's picking up speed. Right.
We poke our head out the window. We're looking, really.
Right.
I think Buck will go back up to the bar temporarily, and I just like to ask the bartender. He's like, "Is it bartender, sir? Could I get one more beer? And also, I might ask, is it any idea why we stopped back there?"
You look at the bartender. He's got a well-dressed guy. Excuse me, God.
You're muted. Oh, maybe he's dying.
Oh, he's dying. He's
Oh,
dying.
no, yeah, no, just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Totally good. Ugh. Hey,
Sir, do you need me to help you?
I'm never having barbecue before game again.
Goldfarts is getting
Get the
fumigated
popcorn
right now.
bucket.
Yeah, Jerry probably shouldn't be sitting behind you.
All right, so the bartender's well-dressed guy. He's got a black vest, white shirt underneath. He's got the Western bow tie. I think that is the name for it, actually. I don't know what the actual name of it is. I'm sure there's a more technical, actual specific name for the Western bow tie, but it's a thin ribbon and it goes kind of down. You know what I'm talking about?
But not
Yeah.
Oh, but not a bolo.
Not a bolo.
It's a a skinny bow tie.
Yeah, like what
you got
Wyatt
it.
Earp would have a lot and stuff.
Kind of
like
hangs
Yeah, I
down.
was
Yeah.
thinking-
I love those.
that.
Did Val Kilmer have that in the movie?
And he's got greased hair with a middle part, and the middle part you could tell in the style of back then it's kind of shaved so that it's a really defined part. And he's got a really thin, well-groomed mustache, and he's cleaning glass when you approach him.
Another name for the Western bow tie is the Colonel bow tie.
The Colonel.
Hell yeah.
That just makes me want fried chicken, so I'm gonna refrain. But yeah. So he looks at you. Oh well, I don't think that his well, no, and stops happening. As long as we don't hear any yelping from the natives or gunfire, I think we'll be all right.
Is that pretty common on this route?
Well, I mean, we are still in near Sioux territory.
Understood. So I take it this is an occurrence that can happen. Stopping is generally normal.
It can, especially when you approach a bridge. Sometimes a flood will be so bad that we'll have to stop the train and examine the bridge. Some people even stop the train to let them know that the bridge is undergoing flooding at the moment and that it's not safe to cross, or you need to lower your speed.
Yeah, Two Toes is kind of listening to this description of all the possible explanations kind of suspiciously, and is wondering if the team should move towards the front of the train now that the train has stopped, and Two Toes kind of leans over to Bethel and says, I get the feeling that they let someone or something onto this train.
When you're doing this, Bethel looks up when you start to speak to her, but before that she's kind of like whispering to herself again, like almost like she's saying a prayer, but she's not like she's having a conversation. And she looks up at you and says, I reckon you're right, Two Toes. Better be ready for some action if it may come.
And this is a question that I have for the group. Is Gale kind of regarded as the figurehead for the group? Are they the one that most people, or is that Buckskin? Which one of you all? I imagine it's one of you all.
It's more or less Buckskin. I mean,
It's kind of been forced into that position.
yeah, we've all been we've all had our own authority at one point in time, especially since now that we're all working together. But if you had a figurehead that you needed 10, it would be Buckskin.
Two Toes having recognized from our having meeted up in the town and kind of the way that we have been conducting ourselves so far, says as much to Buckskin. Says, I get the feeling that the bartender might be giving you a little bit of a run here. I recommend that we go and search the train for what might have been the cause for our stop.
I hear you, Two Tails. Maybe we should grab the others and mosey on and just make our way through the cars here. Just make sure everything's okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. Mr. Barkeep, sir, I didn't quite catch your name.
Thomas Davis.
Two Toes also motions. We got a couple cars behind us and a few more in front of us. Do you think we should split up into two teams? Also looking at you, Sheriff here.
You just have the caboose in the back, so you're already kind of at the butt of the train.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe start making our way forward.
Agree. I'll just kind of look over to Constance and kind of be like, hey, we're going to go to the front of the train, go check things out, just make sure everything's all right.
Well, you don't gotta wait for my permission. Let's get after it.
Nico, I assume Fujitech still didn't work for you?
No.
Now's obviously a great time for me to check this, so, Alright, you guys make your way to the next train. You open the door. The next train, like I said, is the dining car. I'm totally not stalling while I try to fix Rusk's name here.
So, in the parlor car, so everyone kind of has to get up. They're lurched from the sudden stop, and they hear the chugga chugga as the train starts moving again. We kind of have to all reshuffle because all of our stuff has fallen over. OT's dying because I almost fell out of my chair, and we all grab our stuff and stand up and kind of. Two Toes looks towards Buckskin to kind of lead the march through the front of the train. Got to walk through, and each time we got to go through, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be out in the elements. It's still nighttime, right, Sheriff? Warren?
Yes, sir.
Whatever, Mother. So each time that we open the door between the cars, you got to make that jump. Thinking about all the famous
Mother
movies where you have to do that.
Mother Marshall.
Lead the way.
That sounds like you're super drunk and trying to remember what Eminem's real name is.
Yeah.
So as you pass into the dining car, you guys get sprayed with just kind of a flurry of mist, haze from the rainfall. But there's an overhang, so you don't really get too wet. On the dining car.
I walk into the dining car. Just meander slowly through, just looking out the windows, looking at the people in the car.
Yeah, you go to Danny car. You gotta make a quick left, and the first thing is on your right is the kitchen. You kind of come down. There's booths where people dine, and you continue on down into the. Let's see here. So yeah, misspoke earlier. So it goes, dining car and actually sleeping cars next, where your staterooms are. You guys can pass by that, and then is the passenger car. Yeah, you pass by a stateroom. It's a narrow hallway in the sleeping car when you pass the stateroom. So it's like really like you'd have to go. You kind of turn this sideways for two people to cross by each other. And you're just passing by these small rooms. Most of them have the curtains drawn, so you can't really see inside of them where people sleep. You pass by your own, and then the passenger car. You see somebody kind of, as you walk by one of the state's car, they quickly close the curtain on it in the window as you pass by. Then you enter a passenger car. Let me get you guys on the table here.
Ooh, you want us on the table, do you?
Okay.
In the kitchen.
I'm scared.
Relax. All right, Gambit.
Kinko.
Heavens to Betsy.
Ma chérie.
So since we are dealing with narrow space, who's going through the door? Who's leading the way?
I guess Buckskin is.
All right. So Buckskin, as you approach the passenger car, you can see into the car from the outside, from a little looky-loo window, and you see a sight you may have dealt with before. All the passengers are there with their hands up. You see at the far end a group of men going through. They all look different except for two details. Three details. One, they all have white handkerchiefs over their face. They look like napkins covering their face. They're all wearing derby caps, bowler hats. And they all have guns. And they look like they're going through each passenger and collecting items from them at the moment.
And they're all a bunch of rotten scoundrels, too. You failed to mention that.
What? I mean, they could be robbing the rich. You know, who knows? This could be for their dying grandmother. I mean, let's not jump to conclusions, Cheetos.
Yeah, and they all look like Dutch.
And then they punch a baby in the face while you're watching.
I knew it.
But do they have a plan?
Buckskin, what do you do as you see this?
I think I'm gonna. I don't remember who's behind me. I guess I don't know if we have like an order, since we're kind of single file.
I would probably be literally right behind you.
Okay.
You're just bumping into everyone with your gigantic head. Like turn.
He's got to bend the sides up to get through the hallway. Anyways, I'll turn back, kind of look back to Constance and keeping my voice low, just saying, seems like it's a train robbery.
Yeah, looks to be about that. Mind you, I do, just in case the situation gets out of hand, I do have that ability that I got from the Manitou to cast a bit of shadow in this instance. It might cause chaos, but maybe we can, I don't know, something to use to protect these people. But I'm behind you regardless.
So we're in like a little walkway, right, from the passenger car? Is that what I'm understanding? Or the sleeping
Yeah, you're
car?
like in between cars. You're kind of outside, and there's six of you, so you guys probably are only partially out there. Maybe two of you are in that position, and the other four of you are still in the sleeping car.
I do that. Well, this ain't gonna be a good spot. I think we're gonna have to get in quickly and try to make whatever room we can, because there are a lot of us, and how many of them were there? You said 3?
Oh no, no, there's like a dozen.
Or I couldn't tell. A dozen? Okay. In one? Okay, alright.
Big train.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
okay, maybe half a dozen. It is hard to tell as they go through people.
Well, never a dull moment. We're not in dirt
No,
water.
sir.
That would have sounded really cool.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Not dirt water.
Y'all about to witness something real fun. Hold on, watch this. Go ahead, Bucksy, and show them.
What am I showing?
It's your Willie.
Shoot stuff.
Don't just
Zip.
I tossed the beer off the side of the train and walked through the door.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Suddenly Drake starts playing. No, not that. Show him something else.
And I've got my gun out, my pistol at the moment. And I'm kind of just playing. I'm gonna call it to these robbers, would-be robbers, probably gonna be failed robbers. Ranger William Madison, drop what you're doing, put your hands up. You're all under arrest.
Okay, well, all right, well,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Bethel says in the back.
That's my boy,
Right.
Buck. He's taking charge.
you open the door.
That's right.
You announce yourself and your intentions, and you get a good, 6 guns pointed at you. Just all being on you. Nobody fires at you, and you guys kind of have this moment where you're pointing guns. One Marshal, I think you're a bit outnumbered there. Why don't you come on in, join the party, and drop your weapon now?
Oh my god.
It's 6 guns.
When he said one Marshal, that would be the perfect time for all of us to just step in and be like, it ain't just one, man.
You saying that? I have, if I can, I want to pull my lever action and aim it and cock it and get it ready and go. We take one of you down. Don't worry. We'd have more than enough to take you all on. And I promise you that. Your bodies can be utilized. Don't take it for granted.
What?
Look, boys, one Marshal and his mama from home taking care of him.
I'm not his mother.
I'm not his mother. I also not adjust his tie whenever he isn't looking at it.
Rusk will also step in their guards and say, "No, I'm not a violent man, but I know how to take care of scum like you."
You see him kind of getting a little bit more nervous as a third person enters the room.
And now, boys,
It's like
we don't
a
want to put a
clown
big
car
mess on
just
this train.
unloading.
The train's still moving?
Yeah.
Or stopped? Sorry.
Train's moving, yeah. Train's at normal
It
speed now.
started moving again. Yeah.
Oh no.
So anyway, they still got their guns trained on you, but nobody's really saying anything. Then they kind of looks like they're kind of waiting to see what you do as you guys three.
So
You might kill 3 of us, but there's plenty of us left to take you 3 down.
Marshall, I want to cast a spell behind them. My illusion spell to create an illusion of another man entering from behind with a gun.
It's a good idea.
Start to pincer them.
Yeah, that way they turn around and we can pounce.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Will it actually just roll it if I take it from the combat thing that we have? Illusion.
Let's find out. Did you replace it? Did you replace it with the new power?
Yeah. No, I won't roll the spellcasting skill. I probably have to link that somewhere. I'll just roll spellcasting.
All right, that's a success.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
I
this?
can pop it in chat as well.
There we go.
It doesn't give the description. But yeah, I can create a visual scene or replicate most anything I can imagine.
It gives the
but it
description.
is silent.
Those who.
So I want it behind them, but because it can't make audio, I want to make like what is this? Is like bunk beds, or is this separate like rooms?
These are kind of like benches, padded benches. This is a regular kind of passenger area.
Yeah. So behind them, in such a, I want to create the illusion of a man like standing up from one of the benches or something, behind them, but in such a way that one of them at least sees it and calls it out, of like a man standing up, drawing a gun on them to get their attention.
Okay. You want it coming from their end? Right?
Yeah.
You're trying to get them to turn around? Okay. Let me do a smarts check on the two closest to it. Okay.
That one guy just thinks it's his father returning after getting the milk. That's how dumb that smart thing was.
All right. So you guys see an illusion, or like a nameless gunfighter kind of step in from the back behind these two. Two of these guys notice it's back there, and one kind of looks around back and slowly kind of cocks his gun up like thinks somebody got the move on him. The other guy looks and he actually gets startled, falls prone from being startled, and accidentally fires his gun off into the roof. As this happens,
Fucking amateurs, I'm telling you, man. Damn.
as this happens, a second person comes from that door. Whoa now. Easy with gunfire there. He kind of, you see him kind of wave inside the illusion. That's quite clever. And this man, he also has a bowler hat, white handkerchief, but is pretty well dressed compared to everybody else involved. Like, he looks like he could have been straight out of New York. Now. Looks like we had some unexpected visitors on this here train. Now, we don't need to have any bloodshed here. Just look at all these fine folks between us.
Damn.
It might be
I was
right.
really hoping that would allow us to attack them while some of them are turned back.
I mean, I assume there's a lot of people standing. The walkway here is it's seats on the right and left, right? It's just a central.
Yeah, central walkway. And, you know, if you got in a gunfight, these kind of benches would serve as cover, but yeah, there's a lot of people between you guys.
I think Buck will reholster his weapon for the moment and kind of keeping his hand on it, but I'm gonna call it. You mind if I walk forward and talk to you for a second?
Well, I like to think of myself as gentlemen, isn't that right, boys? And they kind of look back.
You tell him, boss.
Let's, I've never... Look, Marshal, I may be a robber, but I've never killed anybody in my life. Maybe we settle this like gentlemen. Freight car's right behind us. I'm willing to take this there, so nobody gets caught in the crossfire. How's that sound to you?
Could I make a notice check or something to see if this guy is actually telling the truth about having not killed anybody before?
Yes. That would be. Let me see here. Let's see. Assistant to the marshal. Do you know off the top of your head? Assistant to the marshal. Do you know off the top of your head?
No, I don't know what the equivalent of insight is in this.
It might be a notice, but let me double check here because I feel like this is something specific. smarts.
If it has anything.
If it has anything to do with smarts, it's like I have like literally just a die 4 for that. Oh.
I see.
Well, if it's an actual skill and you don't have it, then it would be unskilled.
I see it uses persuasion or performance depending on the situation, and it's opposed by notice.
By what?
By notice.
Okay, so it is notice. All right. So if you want to do it, kind of get an insight whether or not someone's lying, go ahead and roll your notice.
Can I also roll for that too?
Positively. Absolutely.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah, Yana.
I'm gonna see everything, guys.
OT's still back
Nice.
at the poker table, feet up.
Holy
Blazing. Chiefing it.
I mean, what am I gonna do?
It was
My own car.
It was never
Good point.
He just got comfortable.
Just got comfortable. Still laughing at Two Toes having almost fallen out of his chair.
Good gracious.
Oh,
We're rolling, right? Something's rolling right now. Oh, there it is. Is that good? Seems good.
All right. All right. Well, I will tell you. You know what? Let's see. I'm gonna spend a chip.
You bastard.
Not a good thing, I bet.
It's
It's good for him, not necessarily the best for us.
See.
Not that it matters with Buckskin's insane frickin' raises there. So, yeah, Buckskin. Let's see, Constance. Constance, you think
and future?
Yeah, Constance, you think he's sincere, but Buckskin, this man has definitely murdered before, and it is most likely that he said these very words just before doing so.
It's a fibber.
That moment when you roll so well on your notice to basically be able to tell what's about to happen.
I lean in to Buck and I go, he seems like he actually is telling the truth, at least from what I can tell. Maybe he's maybe we can have a little chit chat with him.
I think we keep everything here for the moment. See if we can get a little bit closer. I know the way he talks, the way he, his movement there. He saw right through that illusion.
Well, that's sinister, but it felt like he was speaking truth.
No.
You don't think he was?
You can tell by his demeanor.
I guess I couldn't. You got it right around it.
You gotta tread carefully. Where's the rest of the group right now?
Spread away, senor.
Imagine Bethel would be kind of lingering behind. She doesn't have her hand on her gun, but she does have her hand on her hip, very close to her gun.
Russ gets off to the side. Like, you can see him fiddling his fingers with little bits of neon green smoke going around it as if he's preparing to cast something again. He does look annoyed at his illusion being called out. She was clearly hoping to get the jump on them from that, but...
Where? Okay, so are you all moving into the train? Are you all in the train at this point? What's Bethel, Two Toes, and OT doing?
Well, yeah, remember, all of us would have to have made the jump across the connectors. So we had to open the door from the lounge car, jump across, open the door to the sleeper car, and then we'd all be kind of walking along. It'd be pretty cramped if there's 12 guys in there plus the 6-7 of us. So I don't know that we all made it all the way over there. Two Toes was kind of one of the last ones to make it across, and he's still kind of trapped in the lounge car in this Congo line of folks trying to make it across, I think.
Sure, I
so
would
these
think Ethel would
luxury
kind of
trains are long. Sorry, Bethel. They're a good size. I'm going to show you guys right now just to give you guys a little bit more perspective.
perspective, the marshals are evil.
Oh my.
And I heard that, Rusk. So you guys, you can see, like if Rusk, you might be kind of hanging in the laboratory. Gale or Constance, you're kind of behind the bench, but the other three of you right now are outside, unless you want to move in. Sorry.
Okay, so we got.
So kind of like that.
That's fine. I think that's. Yep. Although I think OT said that he's still in the lounge car for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Wait, what? You never came with anybody? You stayed back in the lounge?
Chilling.
I mean, I guess I do think when I heard the gunshot, I'll be like, well, ain't that interesting? And I'll put my boots down and kind of like mosey that direction, but it's not too hurried, you know?
He's just picking up drinks off the bar as he's walking by.
What am I gonna do? Fucking clown car into the caboose? I'm good.
Everyone pack in!
Are all the gentlemen both in red and in white faux, or are some of them just people who are taking the train?
Yeah, so the people in red are just regular folk, and the people in the back and the S are baddies.
They all look like Wilbert Brimley.
Is there a way to get on, Marshall, as we were crossing these in between the cars? Is there a way to get on the roof of the train?
Yes, there is. There's a ladder. The train just got really loud all of a sudden.
Okay. Well,
Can't have
so
a
we
shootout
had
here.
So we had a proposition from their leader. I guess it's up to you, our fearless leader, our fearless leaders, to decide if we accept the terms.
I think if we do, we take it a little bit slow, but I think that maybe the roof of the train would be cool. Like, if there's a way on the freight car to...
I know.
We'll have a spelling contest.
Spelling bee?
No, I do look to. I believe Constance would look to Mr. Buckskin and go, if you don't trust him, I don't trust him. I can easily put a bullet into any one of these fellas right now.
Yeah, I'd like to get a little bit closer before we start blasting, and I'm afraid for these passengers.
I left anybody in the crossfire.
So
I think I'm
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna start walking forward gently and go try to put on a facade of like a gentle, like, okay, why not? Hey,
y'all play cards?
Y'all play cards?
Well, yes, ma'am. I do partake in the occasional card game. Not sure how that's relevant now.
It's a friendly game of chance, isn't it? Isn't that what you're playing right now? And I'm gonna keep trying to gently walk forward as I'm talking, if I can.
Well, you can move your character if you wish.
Buck will move a little bit too, just to see what happens as I meander forward. I'm gonna look back to before I start moving. I'm gonna kind of softly say to the rest of the group, "It's in a good place for a gunfight, and they're trying to lure us into an ambush in the freight car." So I guess do with that as you may. It might be worthwhile to go to the roof or something like that. Just thinking out loud here.
I'll take up as much time as I can for that sake, for y'all to get up there.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Are there like access hatches on the ceiling of this train car?
There's ventilation, but they're not like access hatches.
I'm asking because sometimes train cars do have a hatch or two on the top.
Indiana Jones.
Isn't there like the separation of the cars in between have like little access ladders that go up to the roof of the train?
Yeah, in theory, the people who are still outside could climb up and go to the other door quietly to get the slip on them from behind while we distract them here in the front.
Good. I mean, it would be difficult. You're on a moving train, and it's pouring rain. But the one with nimble feet, could make
tactical flops.
Someone who could use their toes to grip on.
I wonder who.
Use
their two toes.
Let the dogs out.
Put those dogs away.
Who?
I can only get so hard.
Who?
Who?
Probably me.
Two Toes espouses to the rest of the team, makes it aware of the abilities that he has available to him if we were to consider either fighting or fleeing here. Do have access to both barrier, which could Buckskin give protection to the fine civilians. We could evacuate them. We could cast a barrier and then allow the civilians to evacuate in our direction, which will allow us to have a clean shot at folks. Also have the Havoc spell, which is exactly what it sounds like.
God, your magic is just
interesting. Magic is strong.
So we can cast. I'm gonna place myself where I would imagine. If I can move, am I allowed to move? No, I'm not. If I were allowed to move, it would be here at the border between where the civilians and the no good varmints are. We could cast a barrier there, evacuate the folks back towards the lounge car where we came from, and then engage them. That's an option.
So is your barrier spell like a straight up wall that you can use to divide the car?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it says. It's actually, the description is pretty sweet. I can find it.
You should be able to move your token. I really hope you can.
No. Nope. Can't move it.
I can move mine.
Yeah, I can't move. I mean, it moves it temporarily, but...
Well, we could always back out and try to, get our full force, since I would assume at this point we've probably noticed that Mr. Wells ain't with us at the moment.
Well, let me tell you what barrier does, and you can consider this option. Barrier creates a straight wall, which is 5 by 1 foot, so it'd be able to span of immobile material that conforms to its surface it's cast upon. The thickness varies depending on the wall it's made of, but it's usually a few inches thick. Talks about hardness, etc. The spell expires or the wall is broken, it crumbles and dissipates. Trappings are never found. And for the flavor, Marshall, for the flavor for Two Toes, it would be made of thorns and it would be made of the thorns and ivy and sort of thing that he already kind of has on his own self.
Okay.
So that would allow us that option. Think about it.
I think that's
It's called barrier.
In my opinion.
Cast barrier. Give us enough time to evacuate them, and then we can decide from there.
What else would give me time to cast deflection on myself, so I'd be ready for combat.
I like that idea. It's good. If you think you can do that, Two Toes, maybe that'll buy us the few moments we need.
Okay. Do we want to get some buy-in from the rest of the team? I don't want to go casting spells in the dark here. Or I guess, do you speak for everyone? Do you and Gale speak for everyone?
No. It's always been open.
No, we don't speak for. We're trying to do our darndest to be a team here, so it's a team effort. Kind of. Yeah, it's a team effort.
Do you?
All right, I'm gonna go for it then. I'm gonna try. So that's into the assumption that it even would work.
Right.
So let's where are we gonna go with this one, Marshall? Where should I go in the character sheet? Do I just click on barrier?
Give it a shot.
Hello?
You should be able to.
It should be
You roll
whatever you're
smarts?
spellcasting. No, it would. So for me, my skill is spellcasting. For some classes, I think it's occult. For preachers, it's the prey one or whatever.
Spirit, probably.
So I'm
Well, spirit is the base die. There's an actual skill linked to spellcasting always.
That's smarts. The power point cost is 2, and the duration it lasts is 5.
So where do I go? So
You're a shaman, right?
I am. Yeah. I think my subtype is voodooist.
So,
So, anyways, should it be in powers? Just click on barrier. That's it.
so what you can do is under your first you need to do your, I believe faith is what you're tied to. No, is it faith? What your arcane background is tied to?
Smarts. Well, barrier specifically is a smarts.
That's your range.
Yeah, but your
Oh.
spellcasting background, your arcane background, should tell you what skill it is you roll.
I believe it's faith. Yes.
Yeah.
So first you got to succeed in a faith roll.
All right. Just click on. I'm struggling here.
Everybody should have 3 chips, by the way. 3 fate chips if you don't.
The hell? So where do I click for this? Sorry, apologies.
Should be under your skills.
Under your traits tab,
Yeah.
and then under your skills, you should see faith.
Right. So I click on it, and it just drops down, and then it
Yeah,
says
click the
reference
actual
page.
die symbol.
Oh. Okay. Multi-action penalty, no. Modifier, none of this. Just hit roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God damn.
E. That is a
Remember
fail.
your chips.
So
Use them or lose them.
you can click on. I'm saying this because it's what it literally says. You can click on Benny on the chat log roll there, and it should burn a chip for you and re-roll.
It says I have a free reroll. What's the story with that?
I don't know because you don't.
Damn it.
Everyone gets the option of a free.
All right, much better. I'll take that.
All right. Now you could go under your powers, click on the icon for barrier.
It'll put it in chat.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay,
And you
click on
can
the little
hit
icon.
and you can hit subtract. It will subtract the amount of power points that costs.
Yes, it worked.
Magnifique. All right. So how does that look like as you cast? What is the trappings?
Yeah, so while this is going on, you know, the leader of the gang has given this option that we kind of, what appears to be kind of seemingly like a trap. Two Toes is whispering to Buckskin about his capability to cast the spell that he mentioned, and they go back and forth about the logistics of it, what the plan is to get the civilians out of the train, and in their agreement, and the rest of the team kind of nodding in approval, Two Toes reaches behind his native garb and grabs a small sigil and kind of makes a small quiet prayer to himself, and then places both hands forward, and you can kind of see the extension from his arms, almost like Mr. Fantastic, where the roots and the vines and the thorns and the sludge from the swamp extend from his hands, go straight down the corridor of the sleeper car, and then stop at the barrier between the civilians and the gang members, about 2/3 of the way down the car away from them, and then suddenly stop and build a descriptive 5 by 1 foot wall that conforms to the edges of the train and allows for them to and is kind of holding it there again, kind of almost like Mr. Fantastic, or like Dollzim from Street Fighter, and then is holding there like that, and is holding the barrier in position, and yells to Buckskin, "Now's our chance!"
All right, I holler out to the. Well, where's the barrier? Where, you're putting the barrier in between where all of the bad guys are.
Yeah. So again, I can't move Can't move.
I'm not sure why I double checked your token. You have rights to it.
Yeah, I can't move mine either.
Oh.
I'm not blocking.
And so, well, you guys can see my cursor though. You guys can see my cursor there. It's right in between. It's right in the barrier there by about the second sleeper down.
Try selecting your token and using the arrow keys to move.
Oh, that I can do that.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, I couldn't
There you go.
drag mine either,
Works.
but I could use.
So right here is where right in between here and here. This is where
I do that.
And but I am trapped in position, so Two Toes cannot move until until the folks have been evacuated.
After Two Toes, whenever you cast the ability, I kind of look over to you, almost in a surprised awe, but like a very good emotion. I go and turn to the rest of y'all and go. To the civilians especially, I go, get the hell out of here! Y'all run back to the other car now. Get these people out. Get the fuck out of here! And I'm yelling and I'm rushing forward to push them out of the car.
Also, if you will allow me to make an action before we start combat, Marshall. At the moment the barrier goes up, you see Rusk whip a card seemingly out of thin air, bring it up in front of his face, and burst into green flames, with the black and greenish smoke spreading across his body. And I cast deflection on myself, so I'm ready for combat.
Sure.
Well, spellcasting.
Sure. Now, for future reference, these actions,
That's alright.
since they're aggressive actions, we would have done a surprise round, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're not going to complicate. Keep combat simple.
To finish the description of the smoke spreads around my body, seemingly always moving, ready to catch any attacks on me, aside from one patch of it covering my left eye, with all you can see there out of it that still gives the illusion of an eye as being red smoke trailing out from it.
So hot.
Right on.
So hot.
All right. Any other pre-actions?
Yeah, I think as these passengers, assuming that they listen to us, if they're gonna run by, I want to be like, if you see a disheveled-looking scoundrel fellow with a bigger kind of moseying his way this way at all, or in the back in the lounge car, tell him to get his ass up here.
Well,
I imagine Bethel kind of being towards the back. She would, her first thing would be to try and get the people that she sees out of there. So she'd probably be pushing past OT as he's walking up to her, or walking towards her, not up to her, but to go forward. She kind of like pushes past him and like starts to usher people off. Like, let's get going. We need to evacuate real quick here. Like, she'll just start shooing people out of there.
Yeah, and Two Toes, as people are walking past, he's kind of in the center aisle of this, and this kind of extreme, and I imagine people are kind of looking at him sideways as they're walking past, like, this freak, but you know what, if it saves me. Also, Two Toes is under very obvious strain trying to hold the barrier in its place as the folks move by, so it's not something he can do forever.
okay. All this begins happening and unfolding at once. On the other side of the wall, gunfire can be heard. OT, you do hear this as you very quickly start seeing a rush of people heading to the lounge area as we enter our campaign's first combat.
Yeah, hearing the first gunshot that will intrigue OT Wells, and he's sauntering towards the lounge car.
Oh yeah.
And as the people start running in, he moves a little bit faster that way.
They're yelling, "Oh my god, I don't want to die!"
Everybody run!
Then you better get out of the way.
So I got a raise on that, which means it's -2 to any attacks against me.
Roger that. All right.
Usually I would have to pick either melee or ranged, but with a raise it's both.
Hey. And,
No jokers on the jaw.
Marshall, I got some information here about the hardness. Goodness.
Yes, so hardness is pretty simple. I just got to roll over it. I think equal or over it to destroy it.
Okay. All right. Oh, look at this. If you hover over the cards... Oh, wait. Am I in the right thing?
Combat trackers, the next tab over. This is new card art, isn't it, John?
Huh?
You got Seth Bullock on the tree.
All the quality of life stuff is great, Scar. It's fucking
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome.
And that's it's not actually Seth Bullock. I'm just using his stats.
Oh, you're muted, by the way.
That's not actually Seth Bullock. It's just his stats I'm stealing.
So we're gonna have to kill Mr. Bullock.
All right. Gunfire ensues on the other side of the barrier.
Okay.
I remember one time I saw the name Bullock and I misread it as Bullcock, and now I don't say that.
All right.
Kinko. Rex again.
Sorry, doing private
Did you
rolls
just
here
call me
as you
Kinko?
go. A bunch of gunfire is popping off on the other side of the barrier right now. All right.
Ryan, did you just call me Kinko?
Indeed.
All right, Constance, what are you doing?
First and foremost, she actually has a look of concern. That's a little different on her face. Instead of pulling out that ridiculously large gun she normally wields, she pulls out a Winchester 76 called Forgiveness. She's gonna pull that out and be.
You unplugged your mic mid sentence there.
It's hard to like look at the map as best I can. Also, keeping my finger on the push to talk. So.
Okay.
Hold on. One moment, please. All right. Constance is going to take an action to shoot the closest target. Ranged attack.
They're not visible to you right now.
Oh, in the slide.
The barriers.
Oh, in the slides.
Oh, the bear.
The barrier means that they're not visible.
Well, they're obfuscated by a giant wall of impenetrable thorns and swamp goo.
Okay, then with that being said,
I can drop it though. You just gotta tell me.
No.
You just gotta tell me you're ready to start blasting.
Well,
I was going to ask, can you drop it only on your turn, or can you drop it whenever you want?
Well, if they're shooting at it, Marshall, I guess it always. Oh, he's at the top. Okay, so he gets to go first. Yeah, then it would have to be up to us, because otherwise the gunman might be shooting at the barrier. It might come down. It might not be my choice, right? They might shoot it and damage it and take it down naturally.
Yeah, as for flavor purposes, like you guys can tell that they're shooting holes in it right now, trying to get through. For mechanical purposes, until I get to what I think it was a 12 hardness, right? I gotta do at least 12 damage to bring it down.
Right. So,
if I'm actually going to turn and realize that both Bethel and Otto are still technically not currently within the confines of this here rail car, and they're getting their way in here, I'm going to just simply find cover behind one of these. Point it out. This one right here. I'm going to take cover in this position, and I guess I take light cover or medium cover. Half the target is obscured or target is prone, so would I be taking underneath the Behind the train car seat.
Yeah, you can take cover behind the train car seat. So good time to mention the timer on turns is now working. So you guys notice maybe during Constance's turn, a red bar filling up the top, and then a sound effect just played to let you know when the turn is over. Yeah, you can get medium cover behind these stalls.
Okay, so whenever I take medium cover, it's -4. Or sorry, half the target is obscured or target is prone, and the penalty to attack me would be a -4.
Sounds right.
And as I do, I just take a real quick free action to say,
Hey, we're on
a mission. You two. You sons of bitches, get your asses in here and get in gear and let's go. We don't have a lot of time.
Trains are going.
These trains are going, but we don't have much time and we can't get out of here.
Into the game.
I'm gonna end my turn here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn right there.
All right, so we're back, and we are just kicking off the fight here. So, 019, you raised the barrier so that you could evacuate the passengers of the car as our outlaws who are robbing them are cut off. And you guys are quickly forming a plan to take care of these fools before you drop the barrier, or they do. Rusk, our huckster, also cast a protection spell on him, and that's a -2 to my shooting you, or 4?
Yes.
2.
Yes, -2 to any attack against me.
And that's a barrier on yourself. You're not casting that on one of the gunmen.
No, it's on me. Any attacks against me will have a -2 as long as the spell is up, which...
Yeah, I recall Bill in our Blood Drive campaign using this spell as well.
Yeah, I did also use it a few times as Caesar, but that was towards the end. It is duration 5 for 5 turns.
Magnifique. And with that, it is actually Rusk's turn. So what do you do?
Well, I probably want to close some distance with them, but I couldn't make it all the way up to them, so...
Sorry, I had to pause.
To move up here and take cover behind one of the stalls here. And since I cast Deflection, cover isn't an action, you just go into cover, right?
Huh?
I'm asking if taking cover was an action, because I never did that as Caesar since I was a melee fighter.
Well, you're in luck because you can turn on your HUD on the bottom. And
How do I do that?
You guys don't see your HUD, your action HUD. Oh, you have to turn it on. So, sorry, we went over this very briefly last time. You have to click on the cross swords on the far left.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wondering what you can do as a main action or free action, you can click on Help Me, and it might give you a little idea.
There you go.
Nope, there's no cover there. So I'll take cover behind one of these stalls and...
I guess is taking cover the same... Is taking cover the same as prone?
No, you can fall prone as a free.
Yeah. You can increase the amount of cover you have if you go prone behind something that's not large enough to cover you, but... hold on, there's one action I can check if it's an actual thing. Okay, yeah. So I will also, while in cover, hold an action to shoot this guy the moment the barrier comes down.
Alright.
And that will be it for me. Oh god, it's so handy that the end turn is now on the top of the screen instead of having to go into the combat tracker each time.
9. Alright, Rachie.
My turn.
Rachie, that's you?
Alright, so Bethel... I'm not sure how you want her turn to go, just because last time I was ushering some people out of the car, but my intention is to do that and then make my way back to help the team. Should I start from there?
Yeah, so I kind of gave
Back with
everybody
them?
like a free turn before we started combat.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it's up to you.
Okay. I imagine Bethel, after Rusk does his thing, shortly after she'll run back up to where the group is. And then, I'm sorry, are we able to see these guys at this point?
No.
Yeah, I would
No,
imagine
we're
you
not-
can only,
okay.
I would imagine, Two Toes is holding it, and there is gunfire, so you might see little gleams of light coming through, little god rays from the other side, but I don't know, probably not enough to even take aim and know what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, Rusk is going
I
off
think-
of where he saw guys previously for his held action.
I think Bethel will take her Wesson off her hip, and she will just like point it in front of her at the wall and just be ready. She'll like cock it or whatever, however you use a gun like that, and she'll just be aiming it, readying to shoot,
Okay.
whispering to herself.
Their aim is an actual action, by the way.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not actually aiming at anything yet. I'm just like, let's say I'm getting ready to aim once I see someone.
Yeah,
Is that
I
fair?
took it as like a flavor aim.
Yep,
I would-
totally.
I would probably also say that after everyone evacuates, I think most people have, I would say, yelling at everyone to take some amount of cover, because you might as well, while the barrier's up, duck behind one of the booths, or
Good idea.
might as well.
Beth
I
will,
did.
will situate
thing-
herself in a spot where it's easy to duck behind as soon as it comes up. The
This
wall
thing's-
comes up.
This thing's coming down soon.
Bring that wall down.
I think Constance would be like, "You've seen combat before, Miss Bethel?"
Good
I've
question.
shot a gun before. If that's what you're
On it.
asking.
That's good enough by all of us. As long as you're protecting and getting things done, you're doing a good old job.
All right, Bethel's turn is up.
I have God on my side. And with that, I'll end my turn.
All right, Ranger Buckskin, what do you do?
I think Buck's gonna see the wall and all that stuff. He's gonna try to get close, basically running up. My pace is
Should be 6, but that's everyone's normally 6 unless you've got an edge.
So that means if I'm moving slowly, I can only move 6 paces, 6 blocks, right?
Right. You can move 6 blocks and still do an action.
Okay. So I think. Well, how far does that get me? Why can I not use the ruler? Alright, yeah, I think Buck will try to get to this set of cover here if he can.
Joey, your rotations do not escape me.
So that's, I mean, I can't climb over these things, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could. So if you're climbing over them, they're going to count as like a difficult terrain, and so they would just count as 2 squares pretty much.
Well, I would attempt to move into cover as quickly as possible.
Roger.
And just... And then for my action, I'd like to ready my pistol. I got all 6 rounds in with Fan the Hammer to fan 6 targets at -4 shooting when the barrier drops.
All right, sounds good.
They're just gonna get lit up the moment the barrier drops. Just you and I just.
And I think that's going to be my turn. So I got Fan the Hammer ready. My Cold Dragoon is out. I'm looking for when the barrier drops at this point.
All right, you got that Black Power smoke wagon out. Gunmen are up next. Let's see. You guys hear a little bit muffling around.
Skin that smoke wicking.
You hear a blast. Pew! That's how guns sound, by the way.
Pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Let's see. All right, that's gonna do.
Wow.
Not enough. Still not hitting that 12. Up next.
Too strong.
I should probably do a group roll for these guys, but we like sitting around doing nothing here, right? All right, that's a success.
I think that's our motto, probably.
Ooh, almost got a 10 there, Mr. 019, but not good enough still. It's a hard barrier. It's thick. You continue to hear gunfire on the other side as they try to burst through it. Let's see. Okay. Next. Yeah, so actually, and then you start hearing what sounds like somebody hitting the barrier.
The bear Jew.
What?
From
That is
Glorious Bastards.
Unbridled Quentin Tarantino movie reference. All right. That's not good.
I just lost one.
Yeah, yes, you did. I'm just happy I'm not the only one. All right. Yeah, Barry does not drop.
Very good.
Or does it?
Two toes.
Strong.
This man is going to think he was strong enough to punch this barrier down because Two Toes is about to drop it anyway.
Yeah, so Two Toes notices the rest of the team is getting into position behind the booths that are kind of facing one another, and they all have their guns, the hammer cocked back, and they're drawing aim towards where the barrier is. Two Toes is you can see the physical stress from trying to hold up the barrier, both from the physical beating on it as well as the bullets that are shooting. And again, the barrier itself is an extension of his arms, much like Mr. Fantastic or Dalzim. Physical strain is, and as there's chanting to hold up the barrier, kind of has to grow in volume to kind of keep his focus on it. Sweat's coming down. He begins to look to his left and right and sees that 3 of the teammates are in position and ready to fire, and says, "I can't hold it much longer. Are you all ready to fire?"
Everyone can have a free action to respond.
Yes, sir.
Ready is right.
Ready.
I'm not gonna respond.
Yay.
I'm just gonna.
And Two Toes.
I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna cock my gun, my lotion.
Yeah, so Two Toes gives up, eventually drops the barrier, and the vines and the algae and the pond scum and everything else that was making up the sticks and the branches and the brambles all kind of withdraw back into his arms. And as they hit him, there's a little bit of a concussion, and he kind of takes a gasp and then falls over into one of the booths down to his left. And kind of as he falls down into the booth, kind of half gasping, he also falls into cover there, and kind of with one bleary eye pulls his Colt pistol out and aims it down the hallway.
All right.
I guess held action time.
Okay, I'm gonna end turn.
Yeah, as you end your turn, held actions may happen here, as you do see one gunman that looked like he was trying to bash down with a Winchester rifle, only to have it dissipate back to Two Toes, and is in no cover. The others are in some form of cover other than him, however.
Yeah, that happens to be the one that I was holding my action for as well.
Sexy. I'm rock hard. Let's see what happens.
Guess the cards are smiling.
Mon ami.
Oh, look at these rolls just going off.
Damn it. That just pings that it doesn't roll it. That sucks. I guess I'll just roll it from my
No. In the chat log, that you did it right. In the chat log, you'll see options now. So if you're just shooting, hit shooting.
Shoot. This music. Oh God.
All right, that is
I will spend.
All right. Uh-oh.
No raise.
No raise, but still good ace there.
Let's get the damage. There's the damage.
Jesus Christ! A whopping 17 damage. Let's resolve that damage for the target.
He's gone.
Oh my god, 17 damage. Thank you, Joey. All right,
I think
let's
he's
resolve
okay.
it.
Did you hit him with a MLRS missile launcher? What the hell?
Yeah, so now you get a good look at Rusk's gun as well. It is a blackened iron Colt Dragoon with intricate golden inlays across it and the word jackpot written on the barrel.
That's pretty cool.
It also has the ace of spades and it has the spades and clubs logo on either side of the word.
Rock on.
Well, I'm trying to resolve the wounds, but it doesn't look like it is making. Regardless, I mean, I was just trying to make sure that
to resolve damage for a target. Can I press it?
You try it. Let me see what happens here. Okay, you gotta hit it, I guess. And it gives me options if I want to spin a chip or not. But I'm not doing it on this peon. He's gonna take 3 wounds, and of course, extras only got 1. So, how's that look there, Mr. Rusk?
Just the bullet goes straight in between his eyes, like the spot where the nose meets the forehead, just straight through.
Dang.
It probably even takes him a moment to realize he's even dead. He's like moving still, trying to think about fighting, and then he just drops.
Okay, where'd that come from?
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was his time limit going up. All right. Who other held actions? You've got this guy.
Skin.
This guy. This guy right here is in light cover. He's visible. And that guy is also in light cover. Everybody else is in medium cover, like you guys.
I guess I'll go. I had my action held too. I was going to fan the hammer at the. My goal was the closest targets to me, so I got 6 shots to place. I'll do 2 on each individual here.
Okay.
Did I see that's within 12?
I believe if you hold shift while doing the double click.
Well, if you count the wild die, I did.
Yeah, it's also a -4, so it shows you at the very bottom the results.
So, to me, it looks like none hit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Want to spin a fate chip?
Sure, why not?
You're gonna have to get an exploding freaking. Uh-oh.
Oh! Wait a minute.
All right, that's 2 hits.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh my god.
So, who do you hit?
Do I choose that, or do you choose that, Marshall?
Well,
it has your targets at the top here.
So I guess you can choose which one you want to replace.
Okay, well, we'll choose. I don't know which gunman is which. I don't know which one's closest to me.
The first 2 are closest.
Alright, so we'll choose the first one then. And damage time. Roll damage 2d6 plus 1. Was that with raises?
No.
No, 1 off.
Almost.
Sounds like the Batman theme song.
All right, that's going to do it. So resolve the damage on the target.
I think I clicked it.
Oh, I got a few bars that just... I got a few windows that just popped up. What the fuck? Oh, God. Oh. I just got 6 windows.
Nice.
I clicked it twice because it didn't seem like it did anything. Do I have any other action after that? Or no?
You do
No,
have
no.
a second damage you can roll because you hit 2 shots.
Yeah, you got to do the other guy. So one, I don't know what it did. I feel like it did it all on them because it applied shaken stats to both of them.
Yeah, because I had them all 3 selected, trying to do the shooting initially.
So looks like you hit both of them and you shook them.
Okay. All right. Cool beans. Well, then that is my turn, I guess, if I don't have any other action there.
All right, back to it. Let me stay shaken. All right, he's staying shook.
He shook it.
Shook it. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not stirred.
We make those jokes every time.
We, as a group, kind of only have about 4 jokes that we all just kind of.
I'm pretty sure our group is just one brain cell bouncing between us. Depending on
Sounds about right.
What?
Garrett.
Mom said it's my turn on the brain cell.
24 range.
All right, who's up?
It is me.
Oh.
Oh man.
And we got 2 baddies that are doing damage. Russ Heads or Tails.
Damn.
I only see 2 baddies in here.
I know I
and that's
described.
Constant.
I know I described Rusk as being handsome, but come on.
Russ, Heads or Tails?
I mean, heads, always heads.
Alright, you're getting shot, Mr. Buckskin.
Because we never turn tail and run.
Well,
Well, it's the first time.
Well, it's the first time we've ever fought with you, so how would we know that?
that was the first thing I did, so. But I came
Sounds
back.
like a you problem.
Came back though. I did.
Oh, fuck.
Who the hell is Seth? Oh, Seth is the leader.
He's a bad guy. He's two
Saya.
sides. He's a turncoat.
Who is Seth?
A character in the Bible.
Yeah.
That's true. That's Old Testament. Brown coats were
Seth
from
and no
Firefly,
Bible.
right? Ooh. Where are my sci-fi fans at?
Sean's over there sweating, trying to attack Buckskin. Like, oh god.
I could die. There's a lot of guns trained on us. I mean,
They better be sweating.
I have to attack Buckskin. Oh god, somehow this is gonna ricochet into my face.
well, ricochets off you. Ricochets off the back of the tree. Kills another gun.
Alright, Govin, this might hurt a smidge as you get shot.
Nice. Sweet.
This gunman has a little bit finesse of the other ones, like I said, more clean cut, and he takes a Winchester off from his shoulder, does an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator spin, and one-handed shoots you right in the chest.
Were girls watching? Because that'd make.
Did you get a
sense
pop-up?
lot more.
Did you get a pop-up, Buckskin?
I was watching.
I did.
So I should give you options how you want to handle this.
I'll spend a chip to soak.
Man, you already used 2 of your chips.
Use them or lose them.
Use like hardly any last session.
Yeah, use them or lose them, because it's a matter of survival right now. All right, use.
So I need to soak the roll with Vigor. Is that what's happening here?
Yes, sir.
And let me pull up my character sheet real quick here, because I think I got some shit.
There's no way that's not the Batman theme song.
It sounds more like the army is approaching over the horizon, and you just hear the blare of the horns.
I'm talking like the Adam West Batman. Then.
No, I know. I don't hear. I hear somewhat of a resemblance, but not.
Marshall Mother, would combat reflexes come into play here?
What is put it in chat? What's combat reflex?
It is. How do I copy it to chat? How do you link a stat to or an edge or ability?
Click on the icon. Now that's you get a +2 when trying to recover from shaken or stunned.
Okay, that's not what's happening here.
You have dodge.
Or soaking.
Coven.
I don't, no. But that's okay. I'm soaking anyways. So I don't have any benefits to it, but I technically do have Nerves of Steel, so I technically would ignore one of my wounds, but that's only for my own abilities, so we'll just go with this.
Well, it might come to play if you don't soak. You're gonna get shaken.
Right.
So that's a successful soak of 1 wound.
Nice.
Did it not specify how many wounds I was dishing to you, or
yeah,
is
it
it?
says Govan is about to take. Yeah, it says I'm about to take 1 wound.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, so you're
So
good.
take 1
You
wound.
soaked it.
All right. Nice.
Oh no, that's weird. No, you shouldn't take. You shouldn't take it if you soaked it. That's odd.
Well, it was 2 wounds.
Oh.
It told me I was going to take.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. So I got through your shaken, and I would have done 2 more wounds after that, but we negated 1. So you're shaken, and you got 1 wound on you. So when it's your turn, you got to break the shake, and you get a +2 on that apparently.
You really wanted to tell us that she has steady hands.
All right. All right, so that's the big baddie. He's gonna move up a little bit and get a little bit of cover. And OT Wells, what do?
All right. I'm going to use half my movement to move from the other car into the coupler next to Bethel. And I'll say something like, what do you reckon transpiring in there, little lady? And in my hand is a handful of bar peanuts. And I'm kind of tossing them into my mouth. Pretty relaxed.
Bethel will say,
0 sense of urgency. Govan Buckskin just got shot in the stomach. That was a good fight.
Two Toes is gasping for his life.
Constance is terrified for her friend and being like, what the hell are you doing with them damn peanuts?
I think Bethel would respond pretty calmly, still pointing her gun, getting ready to shoot, waiting for her moment, and she would kind of look to her side and look him up and down and say, "Nothing good. You better be ready when the time
Is Bethel
comes."
still out in
And then
her area, or
her flavor, after she says this, she will take her shot. Well, she'll take her aim and then her shot.
flavor?
All right, so
Whatever my turn is, that's how it begins.
O.T. Wells will drop both his pistols from his hips, and he'll say calmly to Bethel, "They better be ready." And he'll kick open the door. I'll use the rest of my movement, 3 here, to step inside, and I'll play into my death wish hindrance, and I'll just stay in the middle of the aisle, and I'll just announce to the train car, which one of you rabid mongrels wants to be put down first? And I have, my 2 pistols. And I think that's my whole turn.
Hell yeah.
I'll end it.
All right, and you said you're using. Let me see here. You said
Unless
you're
I
using.
can shoot, but I feel like I've done enough on my turn. Oh!
Oh, what the hell? Oh, whoa. Oh.
We got a Joker.
2. We got 2 Jokers, baby.
What the hell?
Wow.
Yeah, so every time when you draw the card to get your initiative, if someone draws a Joker, their side gets free chips. And we just drew 2, so each of us just got 2 chips.
Yeah, which is very rare. Thank you, assistant to the marshal. And on top
How
of
does
that,
make you feel, Marshall?
OT for acting on your hindrance and putting yourself out of cover for Death Wish, you may also get an additional chip.
Also, the people that drew the jokers may act whenever they want to. They don't have to act straight away. They can act whenever they want in combat.
you can find a spot in the initiation list wherever you would prefer to be.
Sorry, my audio cut out. Who got chips?
Everybody should have gotten a chip automatically, so Pillow...
Okay, I think I did.
It says you gave yourself 2 more chips, Pillow. How many chips you got?
Yeah, you don't.
Well, I think
I thought you
added
said
them automatically.
a chip. I thought you said a chip for each Joker.
It happens automatically, or it should.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It might not stack. It might only be once, even if we got 2 jokers. But
I got both.
I had to manually input those. I'm sorry.
Yes, I think so.
I got 7 chips.
It's okay this time, but cheating won't be tolerated in the future.
Oh, I'll be putting the pokey.
Well, my turn is slowly chipping away here. So
All right, take the tire with a grain of salt. So you were Joker. You and Russ got Jokers. So you don't have to go now if you don't want to.
I think I might wait and see what everyone else is doing. But
you gotta reload, right?
I could reload.
You are empty, yeah. That's a good point. You're shaking, more importantly.
Yeah, that's
it. But I only have 1 action.
Well, you can run away.
I have a speed cylinder. I have a fully loaded speed cylinder.
If you don't get rid of your shaking status, you're doing nothing but getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay, then I will attempt to remove my shaking. So that'll be my turn. But what is that, vigor check again?
It doesn't consume your turn. So if you do it at the top of your turn, and yes, it is a vigor check. I feel like there should be a button for it. Is there not a button?
There used to be.
I don't know what the buttons mean. I mean, they just have symbols, but if you hover over them, they don't tell you. I have under quick access, I have 2 shakens showing up. And both of them have what looks like the power button. You know, power button icon.
Yeah, oh, that's a turn on. Yeah, just do a vigor check. All right, so yeah, your turn is yours. What do you do?
I will reload. It's main actions with a fully loaded speed cylinder, which I do have. I will reload my Dragoon, which I think I did.
Does it have a number by the reload?
I click the reload option. It says shots 6 out of 6.
All right. Is it 3, Ryan?
I think the Dragoon is 3.
Let me double check the weapon.
I think a speed cylinder would be all 6 though, wouldn't it? How would you have one?
That seems right.
Yeah, reload is 3. So it requires 3
actions. The speed cylinder reduces it to a 1, I think.
The what does?
The speed cylinder. That's the point of it. It reduces the reload from being 3 to 1, I believe.
And you said you have that, Buckskin?
I do have that, yes.
All right. Smart man. Thinks ahead.
Inventory.
Like a true territorial ranger veteran.
Why he gets the big bucks.
786 bullets.
That's why you learn that after 96 years on this earth.
All right, so
that
would be your action then. You got it fully reloaded. You reload it like somebody unrealistically does in video games, and you're good to go. You can still move if you wish. Other than that, that would be your turn.
I want to get as low as I can at the moment.
Get low.
Inside this section here. If I can move it back a little bit, if anything gives me more cover.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely kind of lay in it a little bit. Yeah, you give you full cover.
Lay down. Anything that would help me. Okay, that's my turn then. Yep, end in turn.
Excellent. Rusk.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Rusk is fairly careful, a careful man. So noticing that the biggest threat is the finely dressed gentleman after he just landed a ridiculous shot on Buckskin, I want to target him. I will stand up, and instead of using my gun, I summon another one of my cards and throw it out at him this time. Casting Bolt, which is not affected by range, but it is affected by cover. So what type of cover is he in?
Light.
Light, okay. Well, I will do my spell casting. 13. Would
Alright.
that be with a raise?
Okay, sorry. Why am I getting double? Oh, getting double music. My God. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so how many? There used to be a raise calculator that was so handy with this basic math that I don't want to do.
Well, raise would be 4 above the required to hit, and I'm asking if it's a raise because I don't remember what light cover is. Is it -2?
It is -2.
So that would still be with a raise. I am upcasting it, which adds a +2 to the cost of it.
All right.
Meaning it'll do 4d6 damage because it's a raise.
All right.
And even more because I got a Joker.
Dear God.
There you go, Mr. Marshall. How does Mr. Bullock, or man whose name we don't know, feel about that? So, while you resolve that, the card that I throw out with my left hand goes flying, and about halfway between me and him bursts into the same greenish black flame that my card previously did. And once it reaches him, it bursts into this smoke that wraps itself around him as if it's digging a spider, digging its mandibles into him to do damage.
All right, so it's like if Gambit and Nightcrawler had really hot fan fiction sex and then had a baby.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I did not think of Gambit at all when I was making this character.
Why?
I don't know about that.
I would like to make it
He was actually sort of based off of 2 characters from Has-Been Hotel.
I don't know what that is. I'll have to look at it, but that is exactly what happens, and you do inflict damage. Get a wound in on this mister, and get him shaken as well.
He must have soaked a lot.
I only had to soak. It was 2 wounds. I soaked 1.
Every time you guys say soak, all I can think of is the Mormon thing. We don't need to.
Oh. I just learned about that.
Look at the Twitch chat.
Constance, what are you doing?
Actually, no, before I do that, I will move up closer.
Alright, so
I'm gonna jump on the bed.
Oh God.
Can we go back to the game? This is just no.
Anyway.
I know that our marshal is not currently here, but I have intentions.
He can always hear us.
Who is currently deceased? All those on right now.
So the
One
middle
right down
guy
the middle.
is deceased. 2 of them are shaken from Buckskin's attack, and then this guy is shaken and wounded from my attack.
The first guy's dead, I thought.
Very dead.
Yeah, that first guy here is dead.
okay, then
Right.
Okay, then if I may, with the first guy, I'm going to cast a power.
Your audio cut out again.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. But I keep doing this push to talk thing.
It's tough.
You gotta push it.
Push it real good.
I gotta do what?
Push it real good.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
So I'm going to declare that I'm going to move forward and cast a power zombie on that deceased guy.
Oh shit.
All
You're
right,
just letting us know about your little secret ability straight away. Holy yeah.
roll spirit. Don't fuck it up. Are you going to roll on the Herod list, on the Herod table?
He said, "Don't fuck it up."
Wait.
Let me see.
So do I?
Yeah, so do I
I simply just.
I simply just do this, correct? I'm so sorry.
What is your spellcasting?
Well, it's
Is it
usually
faith?
with faith.
Yeah, so just roll your faith.
Wait, no. If you're doing your 2 special powers, first to summon your darker side, as it were, you have to do your spirit. Make sure that your heart doesn't fall apart in the process. Make sure that the Manitou that's still clinging on to you doesn't get a little too strong in the process.
Understood.
My spirits.
My spirit's
Nice.
pretty high,
fucking
so-
good.
So what's the moment? I'll just roll spirit.
Yeah, roll spirit. If you fail, you can't cast it. So this is cast with extra steps to do these particular powers. So if you fail it, you don't cast. If you critically fail it, bad things happen. But the skin of your motherfucking teeth. Okay. All right, now you may do your faith check, your faith test rather, to cast the spell. As you keep the Manitou at bay.
Also, for a little bit of flavor, since I am a huckster, when Constance casts that, I do, like, Rusk whips his head around towards her, and the usually calm demeanor that he has on fades, and it's just a horrified look, like, oh god.
Yeah, so this is involuntary to Constance, but as she successfully casts this spell, you guys see a flicker, like, you got lightning kind of clashing and shedding light into the cars as you guys roll through this storm on this train to hell. And as she does this spell, however she casts spell and however it looks for her own trappings, but as it successfully casts in a flash of lightning that enters the car, you see something attached from a long tendril coming out of her stomach and floating behind her suddenly flash into form in the blink of an eye, and then it's gone, like you're not sure if you saw anything. But what else does it look like for you, Constance, as you cast zombie?
So
the way I go about it is I pull out a small little figure that I had created, a little doll, and I pray to a moment, and when I do, that little umbilical cord that extended to a separate entity extends outward towards the deceased lawman, or outlaw I should say, sorry, and it connects to him, and when it does, that same strange lightning just kind of jolts their body alive, almost like Frankenstein, and there is a faint cord that connects me to them as they come alive.
When he stands up, does he like do that weird thing where on the back of his heels he just goes to standing position?
They first go into the fetal position and let out a whine, and then bring themselves straight upward, and then assume a very undead, necrotic looking position. As they are now in front, I'm going to take my multi-action, a second action, just to move forward, and use them as cover if possible.
You have 6 paces of movement.
Yeah, you won't make
Ooh,
it.
I can't reach that, can I?
I mean, you have better cover with in the seating area anyway, really.
Well, yeah. Oh god, I didn't even bother to count that.
All right, so do me a favor, and for shit, can you guys hear me? That's so weird. My push to talk sticks sometimes.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say I can hear him through your push to talk wasn't activated.
There we go. All right.
Or I should say it was.
All right, that's okay. You didn't replace your zombie with a new one. Let me look out. Let me throw that in chat.
I like to think that when he stands up, that bullet hole between his eyes that I caused is just still squirting out like.
All right. The being is it has the physical skills it had in life, but its smarts, spirit, and related skills are reset to D4. Okay.
Page 191. Can you look at that? That's the map block base.
I like that Joey has to, has the harrowed table even though he isn't harrowed. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like he's like, it's harrowed light. You know what I mean?
It's like in between what a huckster is and a harrowed is. It feels like.
All right, I got the stuff for zombie. Oh God. Jesus. All right, that is it for your Constance. If you want to pass your turn.
Oh.
What's that, a Homer Simpson impression?
No, he just said ow.
Yeah, he didn't say dough. Dough.
No.
Kind of sounded like that.
No.
Let me do.
Oh, Homer.
Oh, homie.
Oh, homie.
Me.
Rachel has a masterful Marge impression.
Oh my God.
Rachel.
So I'm trying to see. There has to be a way to do the shaking thing.
Just a
Oh, homie.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, I'm
Token.
right now.
Okay. You said right click on the token.
Yeah, and then there should be like an effect potentially, or control space shaken. Nope.
I was just curious because I swear we used to have a quick way to do a shaken roll.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It would pop up at the start of the turn. Like, do you want to roll, spend a chip, or yeah?
I haven't seen it. I'll just do this vigor check. I'll figure that out on my own time.
Oh yeah, if you're shaken, you can spend a chip instead to remove it instead of rolling to remove it. That's also another detail.
All right. Yep. He removes the shaken. Let's see what he can. Let's see what's bacon now that he's not shaken.
Remove a chip.
Yeah. Remove half the people from his enemy list.
All right. He's gonna just try to kill the zombie.
What?
What?
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
The devil's bootstraps.
What the hell do I do with 7 chips, by the way?
Eat them.
I don't know. I have
That's
like
right.
10 in her
Put them in here.
All right. I'll ask you, Constance. Do you want to use a chip to soak?
Yes.
I can't.
All right.
Not gonna
Like
hear
the new
it.
moist,
Absolutely.
honestly.
It's so bad.
All right. All right. Yeah. Use up a chip on the character. There you go. And yeah, that he soaked the wound that he would have otherwise got. The zombie stands up and he just gets a hole punched into him right away. Next one tries to do the same thing. Misses. OT.
My baby soaking up damage.
Ooh. Let's see. This guy's dead. 2 pistols in hand. I'm going to walk forward. Or pace. Let me see. I gotta do this.
Now, keep in mind, you can run if you want to take a -2 to your actions. But yeah, you can always run as an option.
I'm good.
Okay.
Y'all are awful quiet. I guess I'll start making my picks myself. And then I'm going to shoot with 2 pistols plus a rapid fire.
All right, I'm getting a hard Wyatt Earp and Tombstone vibes here. Let's see it. It's just you just start shouting no. No, you know that was definitely him writing that in. Like the writers didn't come up with that scene. It was 100%. Oh, this is gonna be great, and it's the cheesiest part of the movie, but I love it.
It's the '90s. Everything's cheesy.
Oh yeah. You know, you can just tell Kurt Russell's like, I really want to do this scene. It's gonna be very impactful on his character.
He is sick in Hateful Eight. So
I would watch that man do anything. He
like
commands a room.
I want him
love
to be
it.
my dad.
Hell yeah. Is this guy still standing?
Yes, he's shaking though, so he just needs one wound and he's down.
All right, let's try and fix that. Here comes a shot.
Ooh.
Motherfuck. I'm gonna use a chip on that.
Roger.
Ryan, you said you have 2 guns. Do you have the 2 hands speed?
Yeah, 2-gun kid plus rapid fire.
Yeah, which means you can fire twice without penalties.
Yeah, and then I have 2. Yeah, and then I have 2 guns, so I can shoot 3.
Do you have ambidextrous? So I think those penalties would still apply of using your non-dominant hand.
I'm not aware of that. Let's
We'll
roll
look in.
damage.
Put it down on the notes to look into.
Marshall, just curious question. I'm sorry, but like, does the zombie that I created go like after me, or does it have like its own lineup in the initiative order, or how does that work?
He is in the initiative, but you know, actually, he's on the bottom. Let me hear. I'll draw him right now.
If you were ambidextrous, ignores offhand penalty. Where's offhand penalty?
There you go.
Here's the wording for 2-gun kid. Works just like Two-Fisted, but with ranged weapons, allowing her to fire or throw a weapon in each hand as 2 different actions, but without triggering a multiple.
It should still say the offhand penalty still applies.
It says without triggering a multi-action penalty.
Multi-action penalty is when you're doing literally multiple actions. So it doesn't have anything to do with using your offhands. I think the assistant to the marshal is right in this one.
Cool. I will work on that in between. So
offhand attacks.
Let me use rapid fire here. The shooter is practiced at taking quick and accurate shots. As long as she's armed with a fast-firing ranged weapon, I can shoot again.
I found it, by the way. Actions that require precise eye-hand coordination, such as fighting or shooting, suffer a -2 penalty when done with the offhand.
Okay. So
cool. That ain't shit.
So we'll do like your second shot with and if you aim, that would negate it. So, but yeah, this is the first shot we're into right here. You want to resolve the damage for that one first?
Sure. 13.
Hit resolve damage for target.
I didn't target, but in the chat, there's 13 damage for this feller here.
Okay, so you now that you have with him targeted now, it should be. I would say it should work. I hope.
Should I re-roll damage?
No. Just hit resolve damage for target.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
My first day.
What is that?
What is this? The first day of your last day of your first day.
I like that. I like to think O.T. Wells literally said that out loud. Sorry, my first day, guys.
That's going to incapacitate him, and we'll get to the flavor once your turn resolves here. So, because you got more shooting to do.
Yep, I'll shoot this guy with my rapid fire here with my first gun. That's a 9 to hit.
Sexy.
And then I'll roll damage.
Roll with a raise.
Roll another d6.
Ouch, 7
Okay.
total.
Hit resolve damage for target.
What happened? I clicked it.
Yeah, I got it.
Nothing's happening.
I got it
click
here.
Alright.
Yeah. When I click resolve, he gets a pop-up.
Oh, okay. The more I learn.
The more you know. All right, he got he got shot. He's shaking. All right.
Got.
He got.
Okay. I'll try and take him out now with my -2 on my offhand weapon. So how do I do a -2?
When you pull up the shooting, it should give you the option for a modifier.
Let's try it. Oh, yeah, you're right.
That'll do it.
Okay. Let's roll some more damage here.
He's a gunslinger. This is his main job.
I'm gonna use a raise on this too.
You didn't get a raise on that shot, but we can count it as one previous.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't understand the game, I guess.
So when you get 4, you gotta meet his toughness. God damn it! The god dang push to talk. You gotta meet his toughness, which is tell you guys is 5. So every 4 above that 5 you get is gonna be a raise. So it'll tell you too when you it'll have the it'll tell you.
I see. Okay.
So you see
for some reason,
it shows. It'll give you green. It'll make it green. It looks like.
For some reason, I thought I could spend a chip on that, but okay. I shoot him for 11.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, he's donezo. God damn it! Either way, yeah, he's donezo. Donezo. Do you have any other attacks?
No, 3 is my max. So.
All right, OT. As you walk up and just start unloading, how's it look as you drop these 2 guys?
Yeah, I'm aiming for heads, blowing up watermelons here. So I put 2 into the head of the guy to the north, and raising my other pistol, I shoot the other guy in the throat, and he collapses, grabbing his throat. His blood spurts out of his neck.
Yeah, the first guy you shoot in the chest, it backs him up against the window of the car, and then you finish him off with a blow to the head that knocks his head back so hard that it bashes through the window, and he's kind of still suspended up, kind of still standing, hanging on the window. The second guy you shoot in the throat, blood spews out everywhere. He does kind of a dramatic twist as he drops to the ground. Blood spews all over the train, gets on the 2 guys back behind him, like in a cool samurai movie, like it's spraying like a water hose.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bill.
Who wants to meet their god next?
Yeah,
that's my turn.
Am I tripping or did initiative?
Yeah,
Are we at the top of the order?
Yeah, it did.
It fucked up. Yeah.
It should be gunman under OT.
The fuck is OT? Oh, it's Briny.
He is gone. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know. It in like mid combat there, it said it was my turn. So at some point.
Okay, no worries. No worries. We're smart people. We don't need automation. Nah, the zombie is up. All right, and he's gonna turn around and start firing.
It was a graveyard smash.
Yeah, I think what happened is because you
guns.
re-added the zombie to the initiative, isn't it? I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's it. That makes sense.
We mixed it all up.
Yeah.
Joey, does he get special?
Does he have like claws, or is he punching?
So they gain
+2 toughness.
What are the guys?
Whatever the guys.
Double
holding.
knocking again, Scar.
Okay. All right, you're good. You're good.
They have bite.
They have bite and claw.
Strength.
Strength.
It says.
It says they have athletics D4, fighting D6, intimidation D6, shooting D6, and notice D4.
All right. Yeah, he turned around and tried to shoot at the guy that I have targeted, and Look, just so you know, I'm not fucking with you. That's a critical failure.
Oh god.
Whoopsie. So So in his brainless state, he shoots, sees that he misses, and hurls his gun at his former compadres and disarms himself.
Constance
just puts her. She doesn't even say anything. She's just literally in the midst of combat, just face palms herself and goes, "Oh God damn it!" It's like,
I guess Constance isn't used to using that power yet.
No, probably
not. Not at all.
Critical
failure? Hell no.
All right, so and the zombie lurches towards this guy, throws his gun at it, and kind of starts lurching. The guy kind of holds him back. He has his gun in one hand and his other arm in the other, trying to hold the zombie back, and kind of finagles the gun while he's holding it to aim at the head of the zombie. Pulls the trigger.
The son of a bitch knew how to use it in life. He doesn't know how to use it in Jesus.
He didn't have enough.
Hey,
He didn't have nothing to do with that.
he's not a living person, meaning he's kind of more like a tool, and as we know, a poor craftsman blames his tools, Joey.
Oh my, here we go. Shade,
I mean, he soaked up a total of 3 of the guy's attention. Like, they, instead of shooting you, they focus the zombie, which I think is a job well done.
Better watch your tone.
Sleep well, sweet prince.
No, you know I'm just fucking with you. I love you, man.
All right.
Just a little spellcaster shade being thrown between each other. Come on.
Let's see.
All right.
Go up. He's dead. All right. Big Boss moves in. Buckskin, heads or tails?
Tails.
Well, he's got it out for the lawman.
Yes, sir.
Actually, he's shooting Rusk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well then.
Deflection. So remember, add a -2.
-2, and it looks like you're in cover, huh?
Yes.
All right.
What does that make out of minus?
What does that make out of -6?
I'm testing out bringing back the phrase "psych" in conversations. I don't know if it's going to work. But.
Bring him back. Did people ever stop saying it?
You better say psych right now. You better say psych.
I don't think people
Right
stopped
now.
saying it.
I don't hear people say it.
I don't hear people use it
vocally.
often.
Bucky's got rid of their.
Bucky's got rid of their beaver nuggets. You better psych right now. Say psych right now.
Psych. That's the wrong number.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. He shoots and just hits into the side of the bench where you're hiding there, Rusk, and you hear him call out to you. Say, you all look kind of familiar.
Oh.
Have I seen you?
Damn.
Have we seen each other before? Have I robbed you?
Yeah, Two Toes and Bethel have new to the group are kind of looking around confused at the remainder of the veterans of the team, trying to figure out what he's talking about.
Rusk, after getting shot at, will speak up and say, "Sorry, partner, but I don't tend to make a habit of interacting with lowlives like you."
Oh, that's rich.
But I do. I think Buck's gonna call out too and just say, I don't know if you recognize us, but I do tend
We're
to
kind
win
of
these
famous.
type of fights.
He pulls out the book.
Do you know who we are?
Do you
Throw the book at him.
do you know
Throw the
who
book at
I
him.
am?
Constance is literally gonna shout out.
I
Sincerely, I don't know who the fuck you are.
These are the things.
Wait.
Sorry.
I think I do know who you are. You're Garrett Calloway, aren't you?
What's it to you?
Gail Calloway and Buckskin Madsen. I thought you guys had other two with you. Made some new friends, I see, huh?
We've been socialites
the last couple of months. We've been making friends left and right. Obviously, not you.
Oh. It's hard making friends as an adult.
Hey, I mean...
Speak for yourself.
I hope you're not taking all this personally or nothing. You know, you two are a bit of an inspiration, if I'm being honest.
I'm not sure what inspiration you took from what we done.
Not a lot of
good came from anything that we did.
Hardly any
inspiration to be taken from that, friend. I mean, not friend.
Gail just has forgotten how to interact
We're
with
not
people at this
friends.
stage in her life.
To be clear,
I just want to be very clear. We're not friends.
Yeah.
You say psych, and he's like, "What? What is that word?"
I think Psyche's been around longer than that.
You know you have a
wildfire.
You know you have a law.
You have a lawman in this here railroad cart. It'd be best not to be robbing or admitting that you're robbing. That's almost immediately step one no, compadre.
Ooh, hit him with a compadre.
Hit him with a no.
You know what?
Damn.
Miss Calloway, I'm inclined to agree with you.
You can just call me
Constance. We've been shooting each other for the last 4 minutes.
Practically related.
Well, you know, I'll be honest with you. When I say you're an inspiration, the ranches down in Wyoming got a little turned on their head. I was working for a ranch and, well, let's just say my proprietor no longer is in business and I had to set out. Been a ranch hand most of my life. Actually, this is the first time I've ever even done something like this. Only other thing I've ever done my whole life that was against the law was, well, I was trying to buy some new clothes and the store was locked. Store was closed. So I just kind of went on in. But, you know, I didn't steal it. I left money on the counter. But they still didn't like me breaking in.
Can I do a notice on that if he's bullshitting?
Yeah, like Constance is still like I'm making like just like the whole like I'm not moving my head but I'm darting my eyes like left over to Buckskin like do we know this son of a bitch? Like I'm like who is it?
Yeah, you can also see like Rusk in the next dialogue review just. A magic card is already appearing in his hand. He's getting ready and he's just shaking his head like this is bullshit. There's no way he's telling the truth.
Of course, you may do a notice.
I think Buck's trying to see if he recognizes the voice. I don't know.
Ooh.
May Constance do the same as well if they have some kind of familiarity with this person.
So the notice is for to see if he's lying or not.
Not for listening.
It'd be mostly
just to recall if you got your memory. Unless it was a far stretch, I would just tell you your characters would probably be more inclined to remember than you guys as players.
Okay.
So I wouldn't make you roll for that for this instance, and this person does not seem familiar to either of you. Rusk, he seems sincere.
What do you want us to
roll, Marshall? To check.
Or we don't have
you don't have to. Okay. Wow, 019, it almost looks like you're behind the Native American image, like with the angle. Like, yeah. For a second, look. Look, it's kind of in front of you there. That's pretty neat. Tell you what. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll just head back down south to Colorado. Maybe this isn't the life for me.
Seems to know. I think Buck's gonna holler out. Seems like an awful fast change of heart. You know, being that we've all gotten to know each other so well with the exchange of gunfire, maybe you could at least tell me your name.
Oh, that seems fair.
Did he say his name?
No.
I think he said, "What? Hey, what's your name again?" You said it, I think, and I'm literally holding my gun. Like, didn't you say it earlier? I don't think I heard it actually.
I wasn't really quite paying attention to what was said.
No, he did not say his name.
That's awful rude of me. You're right. Friends of mine call me Butch.
Is this an aha moment?
Butch.
Bethel and I are just kind of like waiting for the aha moment from the rest of the team.
Yeah, Bethel's like still holding her gun. She doesn't know, like, are we good now? Are we cool? Like, she's like not really lowered her guard quite yet.
Are we cool? Are we?
Like, she doesn't want to like.
There was some shooting.
She doesn't want to do anything crazy.
I don't really know what is happening here, but I just try to roll with it a little bit. I'm kind of looking over at OT Wells, who's looking pretty bloodthirsty. He's already done 2 people. Seeing a little bit of myself in him, I think, at this point, in a different way, I suppose. And I'm gonna call out that we ain't gonna chase. But Butch, we ain't gonna chase. But I apologize for killing your men there. I mean, you gotta understand, if you know us, you kind of know what we do. You know where we've been and what we've done. And I apologize for the loss of your, previous life, I guess.
Goes with the territory. We knew what we were getting into. Hey,
it's tough out here, but I might recommend that you don't. It's bad for your health to be robbing stuff. I'll just say that.
You know, Buckskin, I never chose this. As I never wanted to be an outlaw. Hey, you know what? I'm coming out. You guys see his Winchester get thrown on the floor.
You better be careful if you have any other firearms. I have a bunch of your buddies on the ground dead that I could bring back and eat your intestines.
How's this serve you?
Things are changing.
You see 2 hands come up from behind cover. And he stands up with his hands up.
I keep my gun, train him. I'll stand up from cover. I'll keep my gun trained on him, but no trigger finger. I don't have my finger on the trigger. Just watching him.
Yeah, Two Toes kind of asks, finally having not heard any kind of aha eureka moment. Do you know this man? Do you know a Butch? Is that?
We don't know. I don't know that name.
Oh, they don't know me. They don't know. I'm hoping to get famous one day.
I'm not familiar with the
Fame ain't all it's cracked out to be, partner.
You're not. We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I'm trying to. Can I just notice?
Like, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hanging out or?
Gail, we can't hear you.
So,
No. We still can't hear you. He said, like I said, you guys are legends, you know that? And I'll be damned if I'm gonna kill a legend. So, let's just chalk this up to happenstance. How about that? And when he says that, everybody roll an athletics as the car suddenly jolts forward.
They fucking disconnected.
Oh no.
While this is going on, Bethel will kind of whisper to Two Toes. gun to her breath. I don't trust this fucker one bit.
We're some athletic sons of bitches.
One bit.
I think I'm gonna fail. Uh-oh.
-1.
I have a bad feeling.
What's that one?
Did my thing not do the thing? Oh.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well.
Good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
Not a single fail.
Hey! Alright.
You dog.
You back, Joey?
You know, Michael Phelps got in trouble for smoking weed and swimming. Look at this. Good for you. Makes you strong, athletic.
Does it have an auxiliary port? No, you
God.
It's a legal state.
What? Oh shit! Okay.
Yes. Oh,
It's okay.
Oh no!
We'll forgive you this time.
or wherever we are.
Let me wait
I
for
think
Constance to get her ears on.
I think we're still in Sioux territory, so, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The American rules of the USA don't apply around here.
OT certainly doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't even care where he is. It's so funny.
Butch, now I know your name.
That Indian weed is
Talk on
hit.
there.
He's just having a great time. He's just loving this, all of
What
it.
is this?
over there,
What is
like,
this, Purple
pawing
Kush
at the air.
AK-47?
He's laughing the whole time.
Just maniacally laughing and shooting people. Just marching down the center of it, unaware.
As long
that
as
he's
he
not.
gets to shoot something, he's happy.
Here. Here, I can hear.
Aw, look at them. So cute.
All right. Can you talk?
Hello.
Push to talk.
Oh.
Hello?
All right, we're good. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, as this all jolts forward, none of you fall prone. Everybody, you catch a railing, you catch yourself, or you just steady yourself as the car jolts forward. And you see Butch turn tail and run, slides the door open, and dive. And you all can see just out the doorway that the cars, Russ called it, have been disconnected. He jumps on to the other car and you see it speeding away, and it is just the cargo car and the engine now that speed away into the night.
Check, please.
Check, please.
Oh, they're gonna fucking pay for that shit.
Rat
They're gonna pay
bastard.
for shooting me.
Rusk will stand up from cover and look towards Constance and Bushkin and say, "So do you make a habit of talking to people that are clearly planning something?"
Almost every time we have an interaction with people, yes, that is what happens.
Rusk will then
You
just
gotta
sit
say
down on the thing he was taking cover behind earlier, take out one of the cigarillos and light up and say, "Well, I didn't really have a stake in this game anyway, so I don't much care if they got away or not." But then he points at OT Wells. "Would you mind not making my life harder and take cover next time? I don't want you getting shot."
Why, you taking offense to me, Mr. Rusk?
Well, I'm taking offense that you're making my life a lot more difficult than it has to be.
Fight. Two Toes is kind of visibly still shaken from having held up the barrier that allowed for the civilians to escape the passenger car, and kind of fumbling with his pistol. Is obviously not as hardened as the rest of the team and has not seen as much violent combat as they have, but kind of attempts to steady himself and reaches back into his regular tobacco pocket to pull out some loose tobacco and begins to roll another loose tobacco cigarette.
May I ask real quick, Marshall, just to make sure, is anybody like visibly like Buckskin got shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he got wounded?
Yeah.
I go over and I immediately use my power heal on him.
Okay, you actually have heal finally.
Yeah, I have.
I remember how you were. I remember how throughout all of last campaign you were like, "I want to be the healer of the group," and you never had heal.
I went in a whole different direction with her when we started playing. I'm like, okay, I guess this is where I'm going. But she now has the ability to heal. But hold on, I have to reduce the power points. I used. So on here when I'm looking at powers, the PowerPoint cost says 0 for zombie. So do I not reduce it at all for the amount that I have?
I'm not sure why.
When I clicked on the symbol for barrier for mine, it pulled from my PowerPoint pool automatically. I didn't have to like manually go there, and if that's what you mean.
The PowerPoint cost for zombies 3. I'm not sure why yours says 0. It might be because you need to put the new one in there.
The new. Oh shit.
Mr. Marshall, I'm also gonna spend 2 of my chips to top myself off on power because that's one of the things you can do. You get 5 power points per chip if you want.
Top yourself off, Daddy.
Is that like a permanent thing? Like once you do spend the Benny, you have those power points, or is that just for the session?
You get because you only get your power points back after you rest. It's not per session. So while chips are per session, but you can use chips to top your power off permanently.
Gotcha.
To make sure I'm not bullshitting and not messing up. I click on the spirit for healing, and it's saying that I don't have enough ammunition for this action. Am I missing something?
You have to shoot.
We have to re-add it.
I have to punch you right in the throat first before I heal you.
Reload
How
your
she
arms.
shows her love.
Yeah,
I
gotta do that.
Reload my arms.
As we're in the closing of the session tonight. We could say just spend the power points, and we could say successfully heal Buckskin's wound.
So I
do just
also still
bizarre shit. I take that doll out and I place it where that
I take the doll out.
I take the doll out and I place it where the bullet wound was, and
a lot of the blood
that was within your shirt gets soaked up into the doll, and your wound is clean and healed. And there's still a faint like umbilical cord. You can see it kind of almost like a what do you call it? When a snake charmer, like it comes out of my belly for a moment, like at my belly button. And connects to the doll that I created.
Okay.
But it heals the wound. And I go, I know this.
I'm sorry, Buck.
Every time I have to do that, I know that's gross as shit, and it probably irritates y'all. But hey, it's part of the job.
Devil's eyes are just like wide at you, like she doesn't know what to make of this. Her mouth starts quivering, kind of almost in response, but like to like a, she's like talking to herself. She like says something like about the devil
Russ,
to herself.
You doing that reminded Rusk of what you did earlier in the fight that shook him a little bit, and you can hear him under his breath kind of mumble what sounds kind of like a prayer. The only part of it that you can pick out is "May Papa have mercy on your soul" or something like that. Referring to Papa Samedi, of course.
I look to Buckskin and I give a heavy sigh and I go, for surface level, I thought we had a strange and mostly strange crew, but it looks like we might have people who are a little wet in the feet. They're a little unfamiliar, maybe. I apologize for what I've done.
You know what? No.
You know what? No. I'm not sorry. By the way, my name is Constance. This is Buckskin. We've all met previously. I have a bit of an issue, and I acknowledge that I have an issue. But I would like for you all to know, I really do not mean you no harm, unless you cause it. Then I will probably hurt you. Other than that, I am still glad to know all of you.
Kind of. Looking up from his cigarette at your words will say, well, Mrs. Calloway, your intention to cause us harm or not don't really matter when dealing with these sort of beings.
Well, my being actually kind of had a little bit of an attachment, you see. We kind of have a mutual agreement. Almost parasitic, not quite so, but we found a way. I'm sure all of you have some issues that you need resolved, whether you'd like to admit it or not. I can already see, case in point, you, Rusk.
Hold out.
That little friend of yours. You got a problem of your own.
Called out.
Well,
what the?
It appears we're doing a show and tell. It appears we're doing a show and tell today, aren't we?
I didn't mean to show
and tell. I meant to protect my friend.
Uh-oh.
Well, I suppose if we are letting our darkness out into the light for a spell, I am Rusk. I'm a practitioner of what's known as Huxner magic. I make deals with the Manitou. Mine just happens to be a little closer than for most of my kind. And from what I noticed, at least one of you can see him. He likes to hang around, watch the chaos, so to speak.
Very well dressed.
They're very well dressed.
Yeah. I suppose.
In
regards to that as well,
I understand
that for you, Two Toes and Miss Bethel, you came as two peas in a pod.
You could say
How did that come up? How did that?
Well, I'm on my way from Florida to California, and along the way, Two Toes found me. Been stuck together ever since. And here we are, with all you lovely people.
I don't know if I'd call us all lovely.
I know that I'm
a pain in the ass. I can
was
admit
being
that.
sarcastic.
God, I love you. You honestly do remind me of myself. Actually, yeah, a little bit, yeah. But you have a certain eloquence about you that I don't think I ever had. See, Buckskin here had to deal with my bullshit a while back. Kind of learned to do a little better, but as well as you, Odie. Odie or OT or Mr. Wells, or what would you prefer to me regard you as?
Normal.
You can call me Odious, all good. Got a lot of names.
Where do you hail from?
All here and there. I'm really just here to smoke some grass and play some cards. He cracks open the cylinder of his pistol and starts putting a couple more rounds in it.
Well,
Good. We all really are a motley fucking crew, aren't we?
Constance, if I may,
Constance, you seem like a prime example of everything that Baron Samedi would endorse. Covering the whole gambit.
That'd probably be very true.
In case you don't know, Baron Samedi is the patron god of like healing, smoking, drinking, and spirits, that sort of thing, in voodoo.
Oh, I just realized. Oh no.
Oh God, what have you done?
Mr. Rusty is full of information.
All the little beepy noises that have been happening. The Google Docs that I have for all of the notes for you guys and what we've been doing on every session. I've just been putting the comma note like the whole time, so my fucking notes are ridiculously long. Oh no.
Oh my God. So you also realize, Constance and the rest of the party, as you're conversing, that as the train slows to a halt,
yes, I was about to say
that
we can't do anything about him.
That had your horses was just stolen.
No,
fuck.
Oh hell no!
Tucker took Jezebel.
Oh hell!
I'm not sharing no horse with no damn man. I tell you that.
You ain't got no horse.
What the fuck?
Devil eyes.
Shit.
Guess we need another train.
Horse death is punishable by lynching.
Satan's asshole.
That's true.
Satan's
Who
ass.
puts the freight car at the front of the train?
That's a very good question, Buck. I couldn't answer that honestly.
Like it just makes no sense.
Freight was normally behind the coal.
Wait, who's driving the train?
If you're up here and they're
And I'm right here.
Who's flying the plane?
God.
I called dibs on that motherfucker's ears.
No one else is
Have
gonna
him.
ask
I just
for
want
him.
my horse back.
So it's still nighttime. It's still pouring rain, and as the train car starts to slow down, Two Toes, after kind of regaining his composure from having held up the barrier, kind of looks out the window, parts the kind of the curtains that are holding up on the small window, and kind of looks out. It's pitch black. Marshall, is it coming up on dawn? Did our shootout take long enough to get us towards dawn, or is it still middle of the night?
Technically, our shootout took like 12 seconds.
I imagine that'll happen really fast.
Yeah, it was quicker than the shootout at the OK Corral. That's for damn sure. Which was only 30 seconds. So you guys, we can say that this did happen overnight. Maybe sun's coming up. That's fine. Rain's kind of setting aside as you guys are kind of figuring out what to do. And down the tracks where the locomotive and the cargo car went, you see some figures coming down the train and coming down the rail.
Son of a bitch.
Look like a group of 6 riders, but it quickly becomes apparent to you that the 6 horses have no rider on them. They come to this train and kind of stop there. Gale, or not Gale, but Buckskin, you see your horse that knows you well. Well, I'm sorry. Actually, no. You see Devil Eyes actually at the front of these 6, as if it's leading the horses, and leads straight to the car. And they stop there at the car, and you can see what looks like some kind of parchment attached, maybe a note attached to the bridle on Devil Eye.
God, I fucking love Devil Eyes so much.
I walk up to read the parchment.
Parchment says, I meant what I said. I didn't ask for this, and I'll try to go straight. But in case I don't, seeing as how you're not using the name Wild 5 anymore, I'm thinking maybe that sounds pretty good. I'll sign at the bottom, Butch Cassidy.
Oh!
Oh shit! Okay. Fuck yeah.
Wow.
It's him.
I look over. I look over to Buck and I go. We were called the Wild Five.
Didn't you see that? Rusk was he's got a tattooed on his arm, I think.
Now, I will know at this point in time, Butch Cassidy is totally unknown.
Yeah.
Just a fiction or like unknown person. Man, but Butch Cassidy, holy shit.
Yeah, I think Buck would read the note aloud and kind of look to the rest of the group and just nod at everyone, making sure everyone's okay, and look over to Constance and say, I appreciate you healing me up. It seems like I've been shot before, many times actually, and
Yeah, I'm gonna
seems to just hurt worse and worse as I get older and older. But
a bit of flavor here. One of Two Toes' minor issues. What do they call it in this game? One of Two Toes' minor hindrances is that he is illiterate, and so he's relieved that the Buxton was the one to go and retrieve the note. And admittedly, it's of course because he didn't have any formal education on the reservation, and so he's kind of just nodding along as if he would have been able to read the note as well.
Bethel, she kind of flies past Buckskin and she hugs Jezebel around the neck and she's like crying into the horse's fur. She's like so relieved that she's just kind of beside herself, like crying, like saying, "Oh my God, Jezebel, I thought you were going to be gone forever. I thought I was never going to see you again." And she's crying into her horse and she's having an emotional moment.
Rusk will look over to Constance and say, "Well, I mean, since we're going to have to ride anyway, and you did say if we become closer, you might be willing to hand that old nag over to me. Now seems like it's enough time." Talking about devil eyes.
Marshall, I don't know.
Marshall, I don't know why it is, but may I ask?
I'm
actually gonna ask this real quick.
I'm gonna
go over to you, Rusk, and without saying a word. Do you have any jewelry on your hands?
I mean, I have a goal. I take out from not my breast, but in my jean pocket, the small little pocket.
You know what?
I whip it out. I whip out a gold-plated watch.
All right.
From your
I don't know
jean
if you
pocket.
count this as jewelry.
Ain't no jeans.
You know how
man.
jeans have the. I'm
actually gonna wave my hand and go, no. Actually, give me one of your cards.
I whip out one of my cards and hand it to you.
I'm gonna
walk a couple yards away,
and I'm
going to hold my hand out,
and I'm
gonna yell at you. Shoot this card, and I'll give you the horse.
Shoot it.
That's all you gotta do.
With my revolver, or
Take a shot.
And shoot the card.
All right.
And
I will stand up.
I'm just
gonna stand very still, hold it up in the air, straight up, and wait for you.
Critical failure right between the eyes.
Constance said, "Boom, blah."
It's gonna be a called shot at a -4.
Yeah.
EVP.
Yep, -4. I should ignore the Joker from the comment, right? Or do I still get to roll with the +2 from Joker?
Wasn't that just for combat though?
I think it's just for that combat.
Okay, yeah. So ignore that.
So what is?
I want this to be epic and not the odds against you.
What does he have to score, Marshall?
Gets me every time.
Well, I mean, I've got 5 chips, so I'm just gonna
Burn them.
Burn them.
Killed Butch Cassidy again.
Is this carryover from y'all's previous campaign that I should know about this horse exchange that's happening right now?
It is related, but it's not need to know it's a
critical failure.
Oh my god! Jesus! No!
Wow.
They won't even let me re-roll that one.
You guys seen that movie, The Jackal?
They won't even let me re-roll.
Blows his arm off.
That was such a cool scene. That was actually a good movie. I need to rewatch that.
So that just happened from the movie Jackal. So
do you have
which arm do you want to lose?
Another chip?
I have 2 more chips, but it doesn't let me click the Benny button.
The what?
For some reason.
It's just a re-roll, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, let's.
Damn.
I'll spend it manually.
Oh, you're gonna end up like that discount version of Jack Black when he gets his arm blown off.
He's shooting. By the way,
It was Jack Black. Oh my god.
I want to.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was him. Maybe it was him.
I want to imagine.
There it is. The last shot. The last possible shot.
I want to imagine that he actually did shoot 5 times. He emptied a revolver. He misses. Shoots her in the arm. Misses. And then actually hits the card. It's like first try.
He shoots Gale so many times that the card finally drops, and while it's on the ground, he shoots it perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank fuck that I have so many chips.
So that's gonna be a shot with a raise. So get as flavorful as you want with this shot you just made.
I don't even have my revolver drawn yet. I'm clearly targeting it with my eyes, and then I quickly draw it. As I'm drawing it, it spins around my finger, and I pull the trigger straight away, and then spin it back and holster it again.
Hell yeah.
For girls watching, that's an extra plus.
No.
Damn it.
Well, Miss Calloway, are you satisfied?
Took you too many shots.
Son, looks like you did a pretty damn good job. I'm like, I take my sweet time walking back, and I go, just quietly walk over. I bring over a dead eye or red eye. God damn it! It's the name of the horse.
Devil Eyes. Bring over a different horse.
Devil Eyes. I bring over Devil Eyes, and I bring them about. They seem pretty calm at least, but rowdy towards other people. And I walk up to you, hand you the reins, and I go, if you think you can take a hold of her, I mean, by all means, but understand that she's rowdy. We've had several people try, but there was only one other person who was capable of actually taking a hold of her, and it was it took also for them several tries. So I can only assume that you're going to fuck up quite a lot, given the state of your. Given the state of your suit or whatever you're wearing, you seem a little too fancy for this horse. But she'll get you there. Don't you worry.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
As Russ
Tito kind of leans over to Bethel and is like, what the hell was all that about? They're just shooting at cards. We're by the way, the train has grinded to a halt and we're adrift. It's in the middle of the night. Rain is pouring and they're shooting at cards in the dark. We don't know the background of why this is happening, and we're just like, what is going on right now?
So
should have read the book.
Ethel just takes out her flasks and takes a swig and just watches on.
I know for Caesar, he had to succeed multiple writing checks in order to name Devil Eyes. I would be down to do. I think I want to do at least one to see if she fully allows me to write it, or if she's going to be fighting me the entire way.
You might want to save it till next time when you can refill your chips.
Yes, that's a good point.
Fail over and
I would leave that horse be.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I think I'd rather do it now, and if I fail, I think Devil Eyes lets me write her, but she's a fucking bitch the entire time. I will get massive negatives if I try to fight on her back or anything like that.
You're gonna get a percentage she won't listen to you. How about that?
Sounds fucking great to me.
Let's see it.
So while you're doing those rolls, I go over to Two Toes and Bethel and I say, Apparently, he read some books about us that some people read or wrote. Bunch of honestly, bunch of fucking nonsense. But
malarkey.
Yeah, but thank you, Buck. But yeah, it's a bunch of malarkey, and it's this fantastical story that was written. The horse is real, but also she's a pain in the ass.
And to your surprise, Constance,
Unbelievable.
Devil Eyes takes Rusk with no complaints. It's as if she's been broken for anybody, or maybe she just has a special liking to Rusk. But the story behind this, those who maybe didn't see the previous campaign, Devil Eyes is a special horse that one can only earn by playing through the blood drive scenario. Nico's character, Caesar, got Devil Eyes successfully by passing all the riding tests and everything. She's a special grumpy horse. And so Nico, when we started a new campaign, didn't want to continue with Caesar. And I said, okay, well, I mean, you're going to start with fresh character. But Nico said, well, what about, all of them gain special things, special items or properties throughout the campaign. And Nico was like, what about Devil Eyes? And I said, well, you're not Caesar. And he's like, well, what if I give it to Gale? I'm like, well, I can't do anything about that. And so this is Nico's loophole to having a new character and still getting his special horse.
I didn't want. He had so many bennies to fix that situation. I was like, this will work out for you. I want it to be a hard-working ethic.
The fact that I used the loophole for this is so fucking on character, considering that I'm playing a gambler.
It's fair, and I like Devil Eyes too. I wanted her to continue anyway. Yeah. But
Devil Eyes was awesome. She fought in one combat when Caesar went down.
She can fight.
Devil Eyes.
Yeah, she can fight, unlike other horses.
She has wounds that she can take.
And thus concludes the famous and the infamous, our episode 2 of the Red Hands and Black Deeds campaign. For any history buff who's watching and probably being grumpy, yes, Butch Cassidy did not get a name until probably another decade from now. He'd be quite young right now, and probably, I think, still in Colorado. But he was one of the most famous outlaws of Wyoming. He pulled off one of the biggest train heists off of the Union Pacific in Colorado by doing exactly what you guys just saw. He stopped the train. He told them that the bridge was flooding, and then he took control of the train. He disconnected the cargo car, and then he blew it open with dynamite. And it was one of the most famous train heists of all time. He, of course, already knew Kid at this point, Sundance Kid. But like I said, this is 10 years prior, so I didn't include Kid. And yeah, you guys met Butch Cassidy. I was kind of hoping you would kill him just because that'd be funny. But
okay, 2 things. One, I like the reference to the fact that his gang was called the Wild Bunch. Fucking cool. Now he canonically got that name from us. Mm-hmm. And 2, the moment you said Butch, I actually recognized who it was going to be, and that's why I targeted him straight away.
Well, if you said it was Butch Cassidy, I would have given you a chip.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
No, I wasn't going to say it because I think the reveal was cooler.